actual room. Just remember, opportunities won't come to you. You got to get out there to get things done.
Should I stay or should I go?
ChoiceHotels.com makes it fast and easy to find a range of choice hotels like Comfort Inn and Suites. So stay with us for business and book now at ChoiceHotels.com. You always have a choice.
Why it pays to have a higher education in agriculture. That's coming up on This Land of Ours.
Are you ready to share how the beef checkoff positively impacts your operation while having a chance to win a Yamaha Viking EPS 4x4 worth nearly $22,000? The Rev It Up My ROI Checkoff Challenge is your opportunity to win weekly prizes and a new 4x4. Visit the My Beef Checkoff Facebook page to share your story. Funded in part by the Beef Checkoff. Entrants must be valid Beef Checkoff investors 21 years of age or older and residents of the lower 48 states. For full contest rules, visit the My Beef Checkoff Facebook page.
A recent report pointed out there are plenty of jobs in agriculture, but not enough qualified candidates to fill them. For example, there's an average of 35,000 new graduates with a bachelor's degree or higher in ag-related fields. That's a little more than 22,000 short of the jobs available annually.
What a great problem to have. This is very exciting for USDA to be able to talk about this and really get the word out beyond maybe our traditional audiences, I hope.
Deputy Secretary Krista Hardin's suggestions for attracting more students into the ag field.
I think awareness is a big part of this. Really, it's up to USDA, but not just USDA. I think companies and businesses, organizations who are very interested in attracting the best and the brightest really need to be going on college campuses. They need to be going to high school campuses, frankly, and talking to kids as they're making college decisions.
Hardin noted that not only will those students who study agriculture be likely to get jobs that pay well upon graduation, they'll also have the satisfaction of working in a field that addresses some of the world's most pressing challenges, among them developing solutions to feed the more than 9 billion people by the year 2050 as the world population grows exponentially. Expect the strongest job market for plant scientists, food scientists, sustainable biomaterials specialists, water resources scientists and engineers, precision agricultural specialists, and veterinarians. I'm Kathy Isom, Southeast AgNet.
The momentum stays strong for Busher. I'm Kyle Rickey. That story next on NASCAR Today, midday.
Your regular weekend pit stop for country music at the speed of sound is at America's Tailgate Party, NASCAR USA. Join host Rob Tanner as he cooks up 2 hours of tasty country hits. The grill is sizzling with hot news, features, and reports from the racing hub of North Carolina and straight from the tracks across the country. The race is on, and we've got you covered. Rev up your weekend at America's Tailgate Party, NASCAR USA.
It's Flo, and this is my impression of a coach giving the ultimate pep talk. Listen, the proper technique is going to Progressive.com so you can see Progressive's direct rate with our competitors' rates, even if we're not the lowest, like we practiced. And remember, no matter what happens, the important thing is to try and save some money out there.
Thanks, Coach.
Man, I love this job.
Compare rates and save at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations.
Chris Buescher scored his second career NASCAR Xfinity Series win on Sunday at the Iowa Speedway, continuing a strong start to the season for his Roush Fenway racing team. Positive momentum that he says started at the tail end of last season.
You know, I'm ecstatic that we were able to pick up exactly where we left off last year and maybe a little better. I mean, that's special to us. That's cool. I mean, We've made progress. We got some new people over at Roush, and everybody's working extremely hard. And we brought a lot of different packages of racetrack, and guys have been putting a lot of time in back at the shop, and to see it pay off. This is big. I mean, this is two wins for us this year as an organization. That's pretty neat. I mean, we're still early in the season.
Buescher is the championship points leader by 8 over Ty Dillon as the series heads to Charlotte Motor Speedway this Saturday. For more, visit MRN.com. I'm Kyle Rickey. This is NASCAR Today midday on the Motor Racing Network.
We are The Source, WOCA.
A higher minimum wage is supposed to solve everybody's problem, right? We'll tell you how Seattle's employees are living a nightmare. Thomas Edison is remembered as a genius inventor, but you also need to know that he was also a despicable guy. We'll share the worst thing Thomas Edison ever did, now heard for the first time by the world. And New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio thinks his 13-point progressive agenda will save the country. You'll never guess what's in it, Seattle. One of them, raising the minimum wage to $15 on the island of Manhattan.
All we want is
What you're about to hear is the fusion of entertainment and enlightenment. This is the Glenn Beck Program.
So here's the latest from Bill de Blasio, because Bill de Blasio is thinking about running for president of the United States. I don't know if you know that. It's fabulous. But he's thinking about running for president, and he's come out with a new progressive agenda. A 13-point agenda. And Barack Obama has talked about it. He said there was sort of this progressive statement of principles about what it means to be a progressive by some of these friends of mine. I noted that it was basically my agenda, except for the trade. Now, while he says that, one prominent Democrat, unnamed in this article, says none of that stuff is going to help us win elections and help us win back the House. What is the agenda? The mayor says he wants to stop Democrats from running away from the discussion of progressive economic policy. And I do too. Please run on your progressive ideology. Here's what he says. Raise the federal minimum wage so it reaches $15 an hour while indexing it to inflation.
So raise it to 15 and then attach it to inflation.
Federal. So imagine what a $15 federal minimum wage would do to Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
And then if inflation goes up 2% a year, so does the minimum wage.
Correct. There's no
that's
way.
Gonna be good.
There is no way that minimum wage could be raised to $15 in small towns and survive. It would destroy Middle America. Just destroy us.
It's already creating shockwaves in Seattle, and it's not even to 15 yet.
And in San Francisco, I believe.
Yeah. Yes.
So in both of those, you've had all kinds of stores and restaurants closing. More are still to come because they're only up to what, $12 so far?
I think $11.50 or something in Seattle.
Okay, so they're not even at 15, and already places are starting to crumble and close. And this, as reported by progressive media, so you know it's much worse than what the media is saying. Can you imagine what it would do even in New York City, where prices are already skyrocket? I mean, you get a glass of orange juice. Is it $10?
Probably in some places, yeah.
Certainly at the hotels, it is.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, at the hotels, it's more than $10. Okay, so first one is raise minimum wage, which would cause massive unemployment. Then reform the National Labor Relations Act, enhance workers' right to organize and rebuild the middle class. So the right to work goes away.
Yeah, because you're going to have unions everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere there would be a union.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a good idea. Mm-hmm. A good idea.
Pass comprehensive immigration reform to grow the economy and protect against exploitation of low-wage workers. Are you
grow
crazy?
The economy. How does that grow the economy? By all of a sudden granting amnesty to 12 to 20 million people who are here. It just makes it okay for them to be here completely, and then solidifies the fact that, American citizens aren't going to have those jobs. I don't care American citizens of what color, they're not going to have those jobs.
Here's what's interesting to me. The president said he's released these. I want to get this exact quote. Maybe I'm reading too much into this. Stu, you give him the benefit of the doubt. There was a sort of progressive statement of principles about what it means to be a progressive by some of these friends of mine, according to the president. Quote, I noted that it was basically my agenda, except for trade. Here's the trade section. Oppose trade deals that hand more power to corporations. at the expense of American jobs, workers' rights, and the environment. So the president is saying, I agreed with all, these were my agenda points, except for the trade agenda.
And this is, I assume, is the fight between him and Elizabeth Warren over these trade deals, where he seems to be.
And why do you think that the Republicans are for the free trade? It hands more power to the corporations at the expense of American jobs.
Well, I mean,
I don't think they describe it that way, but yeah,
I bet it is.
It might. I don't know.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Yeah, I mean, I'm much more free trade than Elizabeth Warren, certainly. Or
yes. I
think everybody on earth is more free trade than Elizabeth Warren. It's hard to know on this one because you wind up thinking, am I choosing between Barack Obama and Elizabeth Warren as my two choices?
Yes.
Which is kind of more of a fundamental foundational problem with the country.
Yes.
But I mean,
you're going from a full-fledged socialist to a Marxist. Which one do you go for?
How do you parse that?
She's full-fledged socialist. She would have us looking like Denmark overnight. He's a full-fledged Marxist revolutionary.
He's probably more right on this one than she is, though, right? I mean,
I don't know.
On the trade deal, it looks like it.
I think so.
Which is why the Republicans say they have the votes to pass this thing.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
And so again, you have on one side Elizabeth Warren, on the other side the president, and on another side Mitch McConnell. I don't trust any of them.
No.
Although Obama and McConnell seem to be on the same side.
So that leads me to believe Elizabeth Warren. I mean, I really don't know who to believe on that one.
Not in that triangle.
I talked to somebody in Washington who went into the room and read it and said, Glenn, it has to have, I think it's 60 days, 45 or 60 days of sunlight. Has to. Otherwise, it cannot be passed. Congress cannot pass it without it having an open airing. He said, and I honestly don't know. He said, I read it. I don't know why it's been kept secret. He said, there's nothing in there that glares at me. He said, but it would take a team of attorneys to go through it. And he said, that's why the sunlight is necessary. He said, these bills are too big and too complex. And he said, I know that there are attorneys out there that once it's online, they'll go through every single line. And they'll bring it up and say, wait, this is in there. He said, I didn't see anything. But that doesn't mean that it's not there because this president has shown over and over and over again he makes bad deals.
Right. It's somebody we respect a lot, too. So
yes, it is.
You would tend to believe him that if he says he didn't see anything bad in it, it sounds like there's nothing bad in it.
But he did say it needs a full airing.
Yeah, well,
it should not be kept
never
secret.
gets that.
Well, yeah, and it certainly makes you it certainly makes you nervous when the president all of a sudden seems pro free trade. I just don't believe that those are his principles.
Yeah.
But I mean, judging on the surface, I'm certainly going to be more free trade.
Possible that he could do one thing right in 8 years? Is it possible?
Well, he did kill bin Laden.
Okay, two things right.
He didn't. I want to just point this out.
He didn't.
No, he did.
It took him a year. It took him a year to decide.
Well, yeah, but then when he did decide, he took the flight over there with a knife and stabbed him in the heart.
Yeah.
Really?
And he made the toughest decision in 500 years.
So it was Barack Obama in the library with a candelabra.
It was.
No, it was a knife.
All right.
So here's don't be ridiculous. Candelabra.
Come on, Glenn.
So here's what we have so far with the de Blasio plan. Raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour nationwide. Allow the unions to organize anywhere. Make sure that we get all of the immigrants that are already here, the illegals that are already here, make them legal.
Yeah, you got to help the economy.
Oppose any trade deal that gives more power to corporations. Pass national sick leave. Pass paid family sick leave.
So if I'm sick, my wife gets to stay home as well. Is that it? And my children?
Yeah, family leave, paid family leave.
The whole family gets to stay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's how, I mean, the law is the Family Medical Leave Act. And it's not just for like super, hey, I've got a cold, but if there's a major,
no, it's like cancer.
Yeah, something like that, you can actually leave, but it's not paid. Okay. It's not forced. The company's not forced to pay you for
so
that
this
time.
Would be forced.
This would be forced to pay.
Forced.
So see, here's the problem with that.
Wow.
Sure, you might have companies that are so grinchy, but those companies eventually nobody wants to work for.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They're so bad. But there's a lot of companies that, like if you guys left and said, hey, my wife has cancer, I would do my best to hold on. But if it went on for however long,
at some point,
I've got to, this is a bad example, but
how long? Like a week and a half?
Like 20 minutes. If she's not better by the time I get back from the next break, I can't do it.
Right.
That's understandable. That's understandable.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
no, but you could see that. You have somebody who's, it's the CFO of a company.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You don't want to fire. Can you imagine how bad you would be if you fired somebody because their wife had cancer and was in the hospital? Nobody would want to do that. The press would be awful. Awful. You'd make as many accommodations as you possibly could, but at some point you were like, I have to have a CFO.
Yeah, someone has to actually do the job.
Right, and I can't have some guy just in their interim.
And you can't necessarily pay two CFOs, one who's actually working and one who's at home with their
Correct.
You can under this plan, though.
Yeah,
that's right. That's right.
Is that because is that funded by the government?
No,
it's just
by evil corporations and their profits, which they don't need.
Jeez.
Yeah. Okay. So
you imagine doing that to small business?
No, you wouldn't do it. You couldn't make it. This is a kill all small businesses plan.
Yep.
It's a genocidal small business plan.
It really is. It is small business genocide. Never again is now. Make pre-K after-school programs and childcare universal.
Yeah, so that was his big change.
Childcare too.
Yeah, babysitters are free now.
That's a good deal. That's a good deal if you can get it.
Now that's what he did in New York. It was one of the first things he did in New York was universal pre-K.
And childcare. He didn't do childcare.
He didn't do childcare. What kind of Grinch is he?
I don't know if he did childcare or not.
What about the
kind of
after-school
Marxist
programs?
is he?
If I could get my kids from 3 years old to get there
to be raised by somebody else,
and
I don't have to pick them up till like 9:30 at night, and I just dump them in bed as soon as they get home. That would be ideal.
It would be
that would be ideal.
I don't
Why
know if I
even
want
pick
to
them up at all?
Yeah,
Thank you.
right. You don't need to pick them up.
Thank you.
Why not childcare overnight? Every night.
Here's what I want to do. I want to have sex with, let's call them surrogates.
All right.
Okay.
When they get pregnant, I'm not there.
All right. Yeah. Why would you be? You're working, right?
You
You're busy.
put them right in pre-K. Mom's got child care.
Besides, she should have had an abortion. She wouldn't have to deal with any of this.
Yeah.
Exactly right. That's
Who's
what I
with
was
me?
pushing for.
Yeah.
The abortion.
Right.
Okay? If I can't kill the kid, I don't want to see the kid. I want the kid going right to the government.
Now, the first
it's a
3
shared
years,
responsibility, really.
Should she decide to choose with her own body and have the kid, then it's her responsibility for the first 3 years, and then you dump him into childcare.
Right. And so if she changes her mind anywhere in those first 3 years, she can still kill the child.
Okay, like it's a late-term abortion.
Yes.
A really late term.
Oh, well, what do they call
like
it? What is it they call it?
23rd trimester.
They call it...
this Peter Singer
this
thing.
Peter Singer,
Yeah.
where before they reach the age of consciousness where they know tomorrow is coming.
Yes, that's the way he phrases it. I think if they can't say, Daddy, please don't kill me, you're free to go.
No. They can say, Daddy, please don't kill me. They just can't say, Daddy, please don't kill me.
Because I want to see tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Or I want to watch Cartoon Network tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So
as
you
long
can't
as
kill
they
me
say
today.
Yeah, as long as they say I want to watch the Cartoon Network today and today only.
then you can
as long as you can convince
you can
them
abort them.
There is no tomorrow. You can kill them.
So even if
that's
they're-
an actual Peter Singer viewpoint.
Yeah, we may have mangled it a little bit, but not much. That's pretty much what he says.
Not
I mean,
much.
he does. He initially said you should be able to commit an abortion. Infanticide. But beyond that, it was like 3 to 5 years old, right? And then he
said 3, and then he came out and apologized.
He apologized, which is I'm glad. At least he apologized.
Except he apologized and said, I shouldn't have put a time on it. It should be open to any time.
Right, you don't want to limit yourself to
You don't
3
want to just say
years.
3 years.
I mean, the kid could be 19 and not know tomorrow's
exactly
coming.
right.
Yeah, like what if he's turning out like Jeffy? You're not allowed to freaking,
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Or Orphan Annie, who, well, I guess she knew the sun was coming out tomorrow, didn't she?
Yeah,
she did. That was the only.
She was singing the song.
That's a bad example.
That's all we have to do is if we really want to be evil bastards, once they start killing all the children because it's legal, we just sing the sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow. And as long as we have that, Our kids can live. Expand the earned income tax credit. Allow students to refinance student loan debt.
Well, what if there is no tomorrow? There wasn't one today.
Right.
Think about that.
They can all die. Close the carried interest loophole. End tax breaks for companies that ship jobs overseas. Implement the Buffett rule so millionaires pay their fair share.
Yes!
That's finally.
Close the CEO tax loophole.
Another finally.
That allows corporations to take advantages of performance pay write-offs.
Yeah. I hate that.
It's about time.
There's the 13-point progressive plan that Bill de Blasio is now hawking and thinking about running for president of the United States.
That guy would kill us. He'd finish the job that Barack Obama has started.
He would. And he'd blame, when it didn't work, he would blame us.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
As they always do.
By the way, you're thinking, oh, well, why is he doing this so fast? You just became mayor of New York. It's because if he hangs around long enough for his policies to really get into effect, no one's going to elect him.
Chance. Well, the good news is he is forcing Hillary Clinton to run to the left.
Yes.
So between him and Elizabeth Warren, she is running hard to the left. Notice nobody's talking about that. Nobody's talking about the fact that
there was an article on Drudge yesterday that
Drudge.
She was but I mean at least it's out there that she is what the most liberal lead candidate or
ever.
Yeah, or at least in decades.
So I mean she is going hard left, which is good. Because you'll see where she stands. We have her on record now scoffing at the 20-week abortion rule. Passed Congress last week. She says that's not right.
It's amazing. Again, you're talking about something that is supported by over 85% of Americans. It's the third trimester sort of stuff where, I mean, it's not even close.
Money doesn't talk. It screams. And she needs money for her campaign now. She needs to be as far left as she possibly can be. Sponsor this half hour is Goldline. Money doesn't talk, it screams. If that was true, it would be screaming right now, help me, help me. I'm being devalued. Money is, we're all being ripped off every single day. Every single day you have your money in dollars, your investments in your 401k. It is losing value. So they'll pay you off in cash, but go to a converter and convert the dollar into a time period. So in other words, look at the worth of a dollar today as compared to a worth of a dollar in 1950 or in 2008. In fact, Pat, look this up. A dollar value converter. This will blow your mind how much you've lost in just the last 5 years just by leaving it in the bank. In dollars, in hard currency. It's time to consider having something else besides the U.S. dollar. And I'm talking 10% or less. Don't do all of it. That's crazy. But look into Goldline, please. Gold or silver. It's not right for everybody. Check their important risk information. Find out if it's right for you. 1-866-GOLDLINE. 1-866-GOLDLINE or goldline.com.
Check out theblaze.com/radio,
where you'll find the Glenn Beck program and tons of other great content. All on demand.
The Blaze Radio Network.
They say every healthy relationship should have a balance of predictability and spontaneity. In fact, it is that assurance of security that makes the spontaneous possible. Your relationship with your car should be a little like that too. With our industry-leading unlimited mileage warranty, your certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz instills a sense of confidence. You drive away knowing that you can keep driving for up to 3 years and never have to worry about the miles. Add to that our complimentary prepaid maintenance on select models, and your certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz becomes the ultimate carefree escape vehicle. Only during the Mercedes-Benz Certified Pre-Owned Sales event going on now through June 1st can you receive your first 2 months payments on us on select models, plus 3 months of SiriusXM satellite radio. So hurry in today. It might just be the most predictable spur-of-the-moment decision you've ever made.
See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for complete details and limitations on certified pre-owned warranties.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge, undercutting, rust-proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
Do you have areas that have started sagging or drooping? Is what you're looking at not quite the same as it was years ago? Are there enhancements you've been putting off? Is there serious damage you need fixed? Then call on us, Damage Control Services. When your roof is sagging and the drywall is drooping after a storm, or your home just needs some enhancements, from damage repairs to new construction, Damage Control Services is here to help.
Hi, I'm Leah Caruso with Strive Rehabilitation, inviting you to join me Thursday at 11 a.m. for Health Matters. Ocala Health and Strive have teamed up to bring you the latest information on good health services available to you right here at home. This vital information will help you make informed decisions about your health. So don't forget to join me here at 11 a.m. Thursday. It's news you can use from Ocala Health, Strive, and your friends here at WOCA.
One of the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking, will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Pozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
This is the Glenn Beck Program.
You know, I just asked Pat to look at the value of the dollar and convert it for time. What is the price of gold today, Jeffy?
12.2.
Okay, in 1920, we're still on the gold standard, and it is $1,180. Okay, so an ounce of gold is like $100. Okay, we did $100 bill, would have been a gold certificate at the time, and it's almost exactly what an ounce of gold is now. Okay, $100. If you look at this, you see the value of that $100 and how it's changed because we've devalued our money. I'll give it to you over the last 70, 80, 90 years, and you see which direction our money is going in, up or down. How close is it to the gold standard? Back in a second.
The Glenn Beck Program.
The Blaze Radio Network.
Fox News Radio. I'm Lillian Wu. Police in Waco, Texas, extra vigilant after violent clashes between motorcycle gangs, which left 9 bikers dead Sunday.
There have been credible, reliable threats towards law enforcement in and around our area. I will tell you those have toned down a bit over the past 24 hours. We are absolutely thankful of that.
Police Department spokesperson Patrick Swanton, the president just this morning signing into law a measure to create a nationwide alert system to help catch anyone who hurts, kills, or makes credible threats against police officers. The bill named for 2 New York City officers who were shot in Brooklyn and killed just before Christmas. And Grammy winner Sam Smith's vocal cord surgery successful. That, according to Mass General, which says the 23-year-old is expected to make a full recovery. Fox News, we report, you decide.
And now another golf confessional brought to you by Golfsmith. A woman told her husband she had to take a few days to find herself. So she went to Golfsmith for their fitting days going on now. For a custom fitting and to check out the latest gear from all the biggest brands, like the TaylorMade R15 driver. She didn't find herself, but she found a fantastic driver and had it fit for herself. Close enough. Get fit during Golfsmith Fitting Days. It's free, it's fast, it's fundamental. Golfsmith. Anything for golf.
At Choice Hotels, we know business trips start with a choice. Stay or go. You can press send or press palms. Start a chat room or chat in an actual room. Just remember, opportunities won't come to you. You got to get out there to get things done.
Should I stay or should I go?
ChoiceHotels.com makes it fast and easy to find a range of Choice Hotels like Comfort Inn and Suites. So stay with us for business and book now at ChoiceHotels.com. You always have a choice.
Legally Yours, brought to you by Fuller & Fuller Attorneys at Law. On the air every Wednesday morning at 10:30 a.m. with John Fuller, a board-certified civil trial lawyer for over 25 years. John welcomes your questions, from business to complex family matters to legal disputes. So tune in every Wednesday morning at 10:30 a.m. for Legally Yours with John Fuller, right here on WOCA 1370 AM and 96.3 FM, The Source.
Whether you're building it up or knocking it down, get it done, rent it now. Sunbelt Rentals is here to make your job a little easier. Our knowledgeable staff will help you find the right equipment for any job, big or small. Did you know that Sunbelt Rentals carries heaters, air conditioners, generators, lighting, traffic control, and so much more? So whether you're building it up or knocking it down, we've got the equipment you need. Get it done, rent it now. And right now, for a limited time, you can have it for less. Just by mentioning this ad, if you rent it Friday afternoon, you can keep it the whole weekend and only pay for one day. And this is a limited time offer, so stop into Sunbelt Rentals today, Northwest 27th, just a quarter mile east of I-75. For more information, just give us a call, 352-369-9101. 352-369-9101. Sunbelt Rentals. Get it done, rent it now. 352-369-9101.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Washing a paper cup with water can make it feel better, at least temporarily. You probably know that grapes contain compounds that are proven to improve our health, but those same compounds are toxic to dogs, so never give them grapes or raisins. Short dates? Send the message that we're busy, which makes us interesting. They also let us part on a high note and walk away thinking, I can't wait to see that person again.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Hi, Danny Warfel here. Get moving with Florida Credit Union's fast and easy loan approval process.
Let Florida Credit Union start up a new car loan for you today. No more waiting, hassles, or stop signs. You can even apply online. With a strong financial team behind you, you can enjoy great rates and fast approvals.
It's all about personalized service and a streamlined process.
Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life.
WWWWOCA
If you want to avoid getting ripped off and put more money in your pocket, then join me, Clark Howard, every weeknight at 6, right here on WOCA, The Source.
Visit the WOCA website at www.woca.com.
Thursday, The Root takes a look back at the history of policing in America. Meet the one progressive who triggered radical change, transforming law enforcement into what it is today. The Root, Excessive Force. Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern on the Blaze TV.
Okay, so with $100 back in 1920, if you had $100, it was worth about $1,100 in today's money, $1,180. Okay, you had $100. How much is your $100 worth today? All right. If I had an ounce of gold in 1921 bucks, which is about $236, how much is that $20 worth today in gold? And that's a full ounce. Would have been worth $1,200 today. It went up. Okay. Mm-hmm. How much is that $1,180 worth today?
Less?
A lot less.
Much less.
A lot less, okay. So in 1920, $100 was worth $1,180. Then right at the beginning of the war, at the end of the Depression, it was $1,686. Then 1950, $100 was worth $979. 1960, it's $797. 1970, it's $608. We jump off the gold standard.
Just so I understand the calculation. So you have $100 in 1960.
It's actually buying power worth $608 today.
Today.
Okay. So
it's like a movie inflation adjusted.
Yeah, this is really inflation. This is how much could you buy with that $100? It was like having $608 to go out and buy. Okay?
Yeah.
So 6 times, you could buy 6 times the amount of stuff that you can buy with that $100 today. Okay? This just shows how
in some of those years, you could almost buy a house with that, right? Another, $900, you probably buy a house for $1,000.
I don't know about that. Maybe.
In 1930 or 40, I'll bet you could. You come close anyway.
Maybe. Yeah, you may be right. Maybe right. 1970, $100 was $608. 1974, a year after we go to the get off the gold standard, it's at $478. 1980, $286. That's after Carter. 1985, this is the smallest jump. Remember, 1970 to 74, $608, $478. 1980, $286. 1985, $219. We've slowed the devaluation down. By 1990, $180. By 2000, it's $137. By 2008, it's $109. 2010, $108. How much money you could buy $104 worth of stuff compared to now? 2011, $104 worth of stuff. 12, $102 worth of stuff. 13, $101. 14, $99.74. We're actually, last year, you actually could buy less with that $100 than $100 worth of stuff.
Do you think that's because of printing? Is that...
Well, this is because of this.
I know we went off the gold standard,
right?
But
this is because of the way we run our economies.
Yeah.
The way, everything.
That's they talk about this a lot. Libertarians talk about the hidden tax. Ron Paul used to talk about it all the time.
Yeah,
and it's like
this is true.
Look at the 2000 one again, because you go back to 1960. Everybody knows prices have changed.
137.
But 37% change in what, 15 years. I mean, people remember obviously 9/11. Just since then, if you kept your money in a box somewhere, you're losing almost half of it.
You'd have to have 37% increase to stay even.
Yeah,
you'd have to go to the stock market if you have cash. This is why they say what's coming, what they're doing to our dollar, is going to hurt the people who save money. Because what you had was $5,000, but $5,000, put $10,000 in the bank in 2000. Tell me what that was worth. $10,000. That's not an unreasonable sum. So you had $10,000 in the bank, and you're like, you know what? We're just starting to try.
In 2000, you said?
In 2000, we know, and then put it in 2014. $10,000.
$13,711.90.
711.90. Okay. Now give it to me in 2014. This is how much you've lost. You would have had your investments had to make up the difference.
99.73.94.
99.73.94.
So if you had $10,000 in the year 2000, you'd have to have well over 13,000 to have the same purchasing power.
Yes.
Yeah.
In 2014.
Yes.
Whereas now, your interest rate, just by sitting there, it's not safe. Like, oh, I have $5,000, so I still have my $5,000. No, if you had $10,000 in the bank,
You could buy $13,711 worth of stuff with that compared to today. Today, you really only have $99.73. You've lost $400. This is why it matters. This is why keeping everything in cash. And the reason why, our houses are gone back up, the housing market has gone back up, the stock market has gone back up, is because the Fed has released all of this money and put it into the banks. So the banks need something to do with that money. So all of this money that's floating around, that's why art. Did you see that Picasso that went for, how much did that go for?
Holy cow. Was it, I just saw that too. Was it 179 million?
Yeah.
179 million, I think.
That's nuts.
And another like a sculpture or something went for 143 million.
Why is that? Because people don't know. Yes, people don't know
looks good.
People don't know where to put their money that will have any lasting value.
It said that in the article too. They're all going to art because they think that's going to have some sort of. How's that going to have any intrinsic value if everything goes to crap?
Because there's always another side to the other side of darkness.
So just to look at something nice?
No, because there's always light at the end of the tunnel. You just have to make it through. If you went...
Put that up against food any day.
I know that, but you're talking about people who have billions of dollars. Okay, so their job is, we think, okay, so what are we going to do? All right, I need food. I need shelter. Well, they got food and shelter all done. Hopefully, they've thought all that through and they've got it all paid for.
Yeah.
So they know what they're doing. Now, how do I keep the money that I have? All right, I'm going to buy art because I can stuff that down in the basement. And as long as I can keep it and keep it safe, when we get to the 1945 and the Depression is over and the wars are over.
Assuming there is a getting to 1945.
Right. Well, there will be. Unless Jesus comes, there will be.
Right.
I noticed you took a long time to answer that.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. Unless Jesus comes.
Unless Jesus comes.
That's a big unless.
Right. But not everybody believes that Jesus is coming this time.
That's true.
As I would say, I wouldn't count on Jesus coming. Because if you're counting on the Jesus coming, if Jesus doesn't come this time,
can you imagine?
Then you're kind of screwed.
Yeah.
Then you're like,
agonizing.
Okay, I've got nothing.
It's going to be agonizing.
So this is why you have to pay attention.
You don't mind going through that as
dollar.
much if you know Jesus is coming at the end of it, right? Isn't that kind of the hope? If everything absolutely goes to crap, as we fear it may, then at least you have, pretty soon Jesus is going to be here. And then things seem, hopeful, right? But if at the end of that, there's no Jesus.
Could I just point out that there's been a lot of really bad periods in the world?
Yes.
And Jesus hasn't come to any of those.
I know.
And when you get to the end of that, usually it's at least 70 years of darkness.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not improving your mood, am I?
No.
Yeah.
No, that's not helping.
Anyway, I just wanted to point this out that possibly, we should consider having more than just cash on hands. As I've been telling you recently, I don't have any idea what to do. I really don't. I'm spreading it out as much as I can as like pet rocks. They might be the thing in the future. Okay, let's buy some pet rocks. Try to spread it out as much as you can so one thing gets hit, you're not entirely wiped out. And I know that's hard. I'm doing it with my children. My older children, they don't have a lot of money. And they're like, Dad, what do we do? Well, first thing, you don't take on debt. And I feel bad for those who are taking on the debt of college. If you have a chance to not take on that debt, I told my daughter yesterday or day before yesterday, we were having dinner and she said, I said, I think that they're talking now about giving everybody a haircut if things collapse and freezing everybody's bank accounts. And I said, loans are going to be a real problem. I said, and the only thing you can't go bankrupt with is a debt from a student loan. And she said, why would they do that? And I said, well, they just strengthened those laws too. Why? Well, because it's very easy to get people to work. If you can't get out of that debt, you have to pay it back. We already know. We've heard Barack Obama say, well, why don't you just work for the government for 10 years and then we'll relieve that debt? So it's a great way to get everybody involved in the government. Don't take debt for school. Don't do it. Go to a community college. As my daughter pointed out, she said, Dad, but then you're going to have a problem with, what are you going to put on your resume, et cetera, and fill out? I said, the big companies, the good companies, they're not even looking at that anymore. Google said they don't even look at that anymore. They don't care where you went to school. It's what skills do you have? Did you see Robert Downey's new plan? I love this. He started a new business and it's like Genius or something like that. I don't remember what it's called, but he's gone to, let's say, Serena Williams and said, give me a 5-hour course on tennis. And then I'll charge people $90 for that 5-hour course. And he's doing it on all fields and he's doing it with the best in that field. So you can have a 5-hour course with the Steve Jobs. You want to learn design? Learn it from Steve Jobs. That's brilliant. That's the kind of learning that will actually make a difference. That's $90.
And who's doing this?
Robert Downey Jr.'s company.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a cool idea.
Really brilliant.
Yeah.
Really, truly brilliant. Back in just a second. Our sponsor this half hour is Blinds.com. We're in the middle of redoing our bedroom and our bathroom now. It's taken so long is because I just haven't gotten around to it. I get home at night and then my wife's like, let's look at the patterns of the drapes. Oh, please. No.
Don't you just tell her whatever you want? It's fine.
Nope.
Because, man, I want to deal with that.
You're never going to be happy.
I have done that, and that's exactly what happens.
No, then I'll pick something out and you won't like it.
I like it just fine. Just whatever you want.
Yeah, she knows
whatever
you
want.
don't.
She knows me better than
Oh, yeah, you would be picky about it. I don't care. You could put elephants in there. I don't care. Whatever. Elephant designs, polka dots, whatever.
I am coming over to your house to do design work. Anyway, Blinds.com. Now is the time. You can do this. You can change it yourself. And if you need help, they're there to help you. It's so easy and so great. It's not like going into one of the big box stores and trying to buy blinds. This is easy. It's blinds, it's shades, it's shutters, it's drapes. You can get a design consultant. You can, pick them out yourself. And they have full range. I mean, we went first and looked at the website and there was like nothing that we really wanted. Then I called the design guy and I said, look, we want something a little different. He sends me all of these color swatches and these fabric swatches to be able to choose from. There's so much more beyond the website. Go to Blinds.com and do it yourself. Be independent. Want 10% off? Mention my name on the phone or use my special 10% off code and get shopping only this month at Blinds.com. And as always, you get free color samples, free shipping, free expert advice, and prices that crush the prices you find at stores. It's Blinds.com.
Glenn Beck.
On air, online, in your pocket. Find out all the ways to listen at theblaze.com/radio.
The Blaze Radio Network.
Hi, folks. Alan Thicke here. Some things in life are just too serious to take chances on, and owing money to the IRS is definitely one of those. The IRS has the power to garnish your paycheck. They can levy your bank account, even take your home or business. Seriously. Thankfully, with one simple call, you can start solving your tax debt once and for all. Optima Tax Relief is the leading tax resolution firm in the nation. They have over 250 professionals. They have an A rating with the Better Business Bureau and the trust of thousands of satisfied qualified clients. Optima's attorneys can immediately protect you from aggressive collections because they are experts in the Fresh Start Initiative. That's a special IRS debt forgiveness program that could save you thousands. Don't wait till it's too late. Get serious. Call Optima now for your free consultation.
Call 800-973-7700. 800-973-7700. 800-973-7700. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
The unofficial kickoff of summer's here, and let's celebrate by heading to Ford Lincoln of Ocala during their Stay Home and Drive sales event.
Wait a minute. Stay home and drive? What's that about?
What better way to kick off summer than in a new Ford? Right now at Ford Lincoln of Ocala, you could save thousands on their massive 2015 Ford lineup.
And the selection has never been better. You can still get 0% financing for 72 months on most new Fords and deferred payments for up to 90 days.
The choice is yours. Fight the traffic and the overcrowded beaches only to come home with a sunburn and an old car full of sand, or revel in that beautiful new car smell.
Oh, you got me with that new car smell, not to mention that sand you'll find in your... Well, never mind. Enjoy all the festivities surrounding this great American holiday, but don't lose sight of the true meaning of Memorial Day. Take a moment and remember all those who courageously fought for the freedoms we all cherish.
Kick off summer right. Head to Ford Lincoln of Ocala for their Stay Home and Drive sales event, where the best part of summer will be driving home in your new Ford from Ford Lincoln of Ocala.
Start by visiting FordofOcala.com. Auto buyers or Fords qualify for 0% 72-month financing. See dealer for complete details.
Career Source Citrus Levy Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first and third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source Citrus Levy Marion and learn how they can help you.
That was the sound of a tree falling. It could be your tree. You're going to have it trimmed, but never got around to calling Pride Tree Service. It could have fallen in a field, and now all you have to do is call Pride Tree Service, and they'll have it quickly out of the way for a great price. But don't wait until the tree falls. It may not fall in the field. It may hit your car, your house, or worse. So call Pride Tree Service today and avoid all those headaches before they happen. Pride Tree Service, 840-0750. That's 840-0750.
Wow, I can't believe what I'm seeing. Who did this?
P&P Tikis and more, of course. Now I have a tiki hut for shade, and I can enjoy the sounds of my cascading fountain while feeding my koi fish in my own pond. They even fixed my fence and redid all my landscaping. Nice to see a professional, reliable, family-owned business. Yes, P&P Tikis is the natural Florida tiki builder and water features designer. With free estimates, P&P Tikis is licensed and insured. Call 352-877-3307 for your very own tiki hut and more. That's 352-877-3307. P&P Tikis.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new truck.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
On air, online, in your pocket. Find out all the ways to listen at theblaze.com/radio.
Boy, here are two great reasons to sign up and become a member of the Blaze TV and the Blaze Radio. It's this Thursday that you want to be a member, because this Thursday we have a 3-hour broadcast that you can actually watch, the radio show. And it is, we're clever. We're calling it the Pot Show, because I am growing increasingly concerned that this war on drugs is nothing but a big government boondoggle. Amen. And we are making things much, much worse.
Oh, Jeffy.
Yeah.
I just
said. So what we have somebody who really knows the ins and outs of both sides. We have two people. They're going to, first hour, going to make, one case that we should legalize it. The next hour, we should not. Then I'm going to leave it open to you. On the third hour, you can call in, and then we'll all make our decisions. You might change your mind, you might not. But that's on Thursday. Then on Thursday at 5 o'clock, the next episode of The Root. And this one, holy cow, will this open your eyes. tonight I'm doing a monologue on television about, I'm going to tie, that phrase that Barack Obama says, you're going to have a civilian army or civilian force just as strong, just as powerful.
We cannot continue to rely only on our military in order to achieve the national security objectives that we've set. We've got to have a civilian national security force that's just as powerful, just as strong,
tonight,
just as well funded.
Tonight, I can finally tie all this together. I'm going to show you tonight on the Blaze TV at 5 o'clock what's happening right now. But on Thursday, we tie it all together, and I show you the roots of it from the early 20th progressive era, and it will blow your mind.
You're listening to the Glenn Beck Program.
The Blaze Radio Network.
If you're wondering where gold prices are headed next, consider basic supply and demand. Central banks continue to add gold to the reserves while mining companies cut back on production. Some experts are warning that gold production may peak this year and then fall until mineable gold becomes scarce. Have you included physical gold in your portfolio and IRA? Now is the time to do it. Call Goldline, the only company that I trust and recommend. Goldline is rated A+ by the Better Business Bureau and has helped thousands of people own gold for more than half a century. Call 866-GOLDLINE. Shipping is free, and you pay the same price for check and credit card purchases. You can buy with confidence with Goldline's 7-day refund on all first-time orders. Call 866-465-3546. Don't wait. Call right now and receive your free investor kit. Read Goldline's important risk information and find out if buying precious metals is right for you. 1-866-465-3546. 866-GOLDLINE.
There is something about the road that beckons, that invites us to pack up the family and leave the world behind. And there is something about an industry-leading unlimited mileage warranty on a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz that gives us the freedom to do exactly that. You take to the highway, rack up the miles for up to 3 years, and drive with the assurance that your Mercedes-Benz is covered. You have the security of being in a car that has been certified to Mercedes-Benz standards, while you enjoy a carefree ownership experience for miles and miles. But while the mileage is unlimited, your time to take advantage of our certified pre-owned sales event is not. Now through June 1st, you can also receive complimentary prepaid maintenance and your first 2 months payments on us on select models, plus 3 months of Sirius XM satellite radio. So hurry into your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer today and see why we say the odometer is there to record the memories.
See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for complete details and limitations on certified pre-owned warranties.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge, undercutting, rust-proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
One of the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking, will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Cozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. Worries in Waco, Texas of more violence after the deadly brawl Sunday, which left 9 bikers dead.
In the biker world, violence usually condones more violence. Is this over? Most likely not.
Waco Police Sergeant Patrick Swanton, investigators believe the brawl began with a parking dispute and someone running over a gang member's foot. No charges being filed in the Indiana High School stage collapse, which left over a dozen students hurt last month.
While the result of the stage construction was catastrophic,
The failed construction and maintenance of the stage did not rise to the level of criminal culpability.
Westfield Police Captain Charles Hollowell officials say the stage, designed and constructed by a school employee and students, was not properly supported. And former Alaska Governor Sarah Palin says her daughter Bristol will not marry Medal of Honor recipient Dakota Meyer this month as originally planned. Fox News, we report, you decide.
It'll be home to 942 bursts of laughter, a 16-pound blackened turkey dinner, and the loudest burp on record. It'll be the site of the most legendary blanket fort ever built, not to mention the stage of the Great Pillow War of 2016. It'll also be the final resting place of 2 hamsters, and one of the sweetest turtles who will ever live. It will see its fair share of broken windows, broken bones, and broken hearts. But first, you have to find it. Start your home search at Zillow.com or on our family of apps. You can view millions of photos, browse historical pricing data, and even sign up for alerts when new homes hit the market. Because you're not just looking for a house. You're looking for a place for your life to happen. Zillow. Find your way home.
Hi, Matt Wilkerson here, your mobile Verizon rep. But not just here, I'll deliver the phone to you in your home. While I'm there, I'll only sell you what you need and I'll personalize it to you. Want to have me get you connected? Then call me at 352-528-0020. I even offer unlimited home phone service for just $20 per month. Just call me, your mobile Verizon rep, at 352-528-0020.
Hi, Danny Warfel here. Get moving with Florida Credit Union's fast and easy loan approval process.
Let Florida Credit Union start up a new car loan for you today. No more waiting, hassles, or stop signs. You can even apply online. With a strong financial team behind you, you can enjoy great rates and fast approvals.
It's all about personalized service and a streamlined process.
Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life.
Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first and third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion, and learn how they can help you.
That was the sound of a tree falling. It could be your tree. You're going to have it trimmed, but never got around to calling Pride Tree Service. It could have fallen in a field, and now all you have to do is call Pride Tree Service, and they'll have it quickly out of the way for a great price. But don't wait until the tree falls. It may not fall in the field. It may hit your car, your house, or worse. So call Pride Tree Service today and avoid all those headaches before they happen. Pride Tree Service, 840-0750. That's 840-0750.
Wow, I can't believe what I'm seeing. Who did this?
P&P Tikis and more, of course. Now I have a tiki hut for shade, and I can enjoy the sounds of my cascading fountain while feeding my koi fish in my own pond. They even fixed my fence and redid all my landscaping. Nice to see a professional, reliable, family-owned business. Yes, P&P Tikis is the natural Florida tiki builder and water features designer. With free estimates, P&P Tikis is licensed and insured. Call 352-877-3307 for your very own tiki hut and more. That's 352-877-3307. P&P Tikis.
So you need a credit card, but how do you choose? Let's compare the big banks to Florida Credit Union. They have rewards, and we do too. They have customer service. Hello, 24/7. They have celebrities. Hey, Danny. But with Florida Credit Union, there's no annual fee, no liability for fraudulent charges, and no 22% interest rates. Choose Florida Credit Union, and you'll not only have a great credit card, but you'll have the support and personal touch that the big banks, well, can't touch. Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Black Cow composted cow manure is a terrific organic soil amendment. We start with cow manure from dairy farms and then compost it a full 90 days. The result is an all-natural, dark, rich soil amendment that's great for everything you grow. Flowers, vegetables, shrubs, trees, and lawns too. Look for Black Cow in the bright yellow and black bag at your favorite nursery or garden center.
Black Cow, the mature manure, Black Cow.
Right on the southwestern corner of the square sits one of the finest dining establishments in Florida, Mark's Prime Steakhouse and Seafood Restaurant. Mark's offers big city dining amenities in a charming and small town setting. It's a rare treat to experience both the ambiance and the exquisite cuisine in a friendly atmosphere. Ocala's finest restaurant serves the finest beef, the freshest seafood, premium wines, and naturally fresh vegetables. From valet parking to splendid service, Mark's offers the complete package. Check it out today. Mark's Prime Seafood and Steakhouse Restaurant.
Our commander-in-chief has finally gotten to the root of the unrest in Baltimore, Ferguson, and New York City. I don't think I'm strong enough. I don't think I'm strong enough. It's hard. We're going to try to play the audio for you. We'll have to dope ourselves up first. And Harry Reid tells the truth for the first time in his life. We'd like to congratulate Harry and play the audio for you. And Jay Sekulow joins us to discuss a new book called Undemocratic: How Unelected, Unaccountable Bureaucrats Are Stealing Your Liberty and Freedom Now.
All we want is
What you're about to hear is the fusion of entertainment and enlightenment. This is the Glenn Beck Program.
The federal government is pressuring New York City to take down signs around Times Square saying technically Times Square is a federal highway. This is how out of control our government has become and how disconnected from common sense it is. Jay Sekulow is with us. His new book is Undemocratic. Hello, Jay.
Hi, Glenn. And I'm a couple of blocks from Times Square in a hotel right now, and you're absolutely right. The feds are taking the view that under the Highway Beautification Act, that in fact the Times Square area, which has been known to be this brightly lit area for decades and decades. It's an icon of New York City, should be regulated under the Beautification Act from the highways from the 1960s. That's the latest bureaucratic move in the United States.
How can that be? Well, first of all, why? For the love of God, we are on fire. Wow. Why are they worried about the signs in Times Square?
Because, Glenn, what we have and what we've seen now is, and you've been talking about this for a decade, you've got an unelected first branch of government, these bureaucrats. And when you have the bureaucrats in lockstep with a friendly administration, they will do stupid things. Stupid like having the Highway Beautification Act apply to and be applied to Times Square in particular, not impacting, by the way, not even thinking about the impact economically that will have on New York City, but rather just taking a bureaucratic agenda, moving it through. They're accountable to no one. They're elected by no one. Meanwhile, they're interfering with, right now, it's basically the right to commerce in Manhattan, in the heart of Manhattan, at the iconic symbol of Manhattan, Times Square. So this is this bureaucracy that has become more powerful than the president, more powerful than the Supreme Court, more powerful than the Congress. They pass more rules and regulations than the Congress, and they're accountable to nobody. And that's the biggest problem, and we've got to take it back.
So hang on just a second. They're saying that this was under the Highway Act because it's some sort of a federal highway, but they closed part of it for bikes like 3 years ago. Right. What highway has bikes?
No highway has bikes, but what they've done is they determined that because coming off of and into Times Square, you are coming off of some types of interstate or some types of road that go through interstate commerce. Therefore, under the Commerce Clause, they have authority, and that's the position they're taking.
Every road comes off of a federal highway. I mean, you could do that in every town in America. You come off I-5 and you turn on, I don't even know, Santa Monica Boulevard. Is that now a federal highway too, and they can regulate that?
The Department of Transportation, the unfortunate...
We're losing you, Jay. We're losing you.
He's been regulated out of existence.
Oh my gosh, they got to him.
They did.
Are you there, Jay?
No, I'm right here. Can you hear me?
Okay, we can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Ahead. Yes.
Okay, so what you got is exactly what you said, Glenn. They are taking the position that the government reach is so broad that they can enter into a municipality and regulate the roads of New York City as if it was a federal interstate highway. That's how they do it.
Okay. Your book is infuriating. If it wasn't for the ending, it would be infuriating because we all know these things. We don't know how bad it is. For instance, in your book, you talk about, the IRS has promoted employees who have cheated on their taxes and they've received promotions.
While they were auditing adoptive parents, the IRS determined a few years back to audit every parent in the United States that took an adoption tax credit. Now, this was while all the big business stuff was going on. The IRS was targeting. We heard about the Tea Party targeting the conservative groups, the patriotic groups, but they were also targeting adoptive parents to see if they violated the adoption tax credit, and an entire bureaucracy within the IRS was dedicated to that task. That's how deep this problem is. And they're accountable, as you said, Glenn, to nobody. They don't get fired. They don't get reviewed. In fact, they get promoted.
So, Jay, honestly, the more we go down this road, the worse our country has become, the more I don't recognize it, the more we were just talking before we went on the air today, and we want to talk about this later on. How much would it cost to give up your citizenship? And Pat was surprising. Pat was like, $5 million, I'm gone. And that was like
the way it is now. Yeah,
I know that,
because
but you would have never said that.
No,
you would have.
no
10
way.
years ago, 15 years ago, you would have never ever considered that.
6 years and 97 days ago, I wouldn't.
Right. Have. So, we're in a real mess. How do we fix this, Jay?
Number one, this bureaucracy, Glenn, has transcended Republicans and Democrats. And I know you've been equally critical of both, as you should be. It's transcended both political parties. It's transcended the presidency. The fact that it's more powerful than the presidency. The first thing, though, is an easy fix. You know what you do? You hold these government agents accountable. So when you go to court and they're charged with violating someone's civil rights, and the court says, yes, you violated their civil rights, but because you're a government employee, you're immune from prosecution, you're immune from damages, end that. So they should be on the same rules and play by the same rules and regulations as we play by. You do something wrong, you're held accountable, period. That means you could lose your job, you could be subject to damages. Number two, some agencies are beyond reformation. So you got to, when the government does something wrong.
Which ones?
The IRS, clearly. And the Internal Revenue Service, I was an IRS lawyer right out of law school. It was my first job. They are incapable of self-correcting. They are incapable of fixing their internal problems. You got to scrap the tax code and you got to start all over again. And it's not that complicated. It's been done, can be done, it should be done. That's number one. Number two, you take an agency that I know breaks your heart, it breaks my heart. The Federal Veterans Affairs. Now, the VA no one got fired over the VA scandal. One guy quit. What they've done to our veterans who have served to protect you and me and our families is a scandal. Not on the media anymore because the media is on other things. But what do you have to do with the VA? Either privatize it, make it accountable. You know what?
Wait. You're breaking up. I've never wanted to hear an interview more than this, and you're breaking up. So what do we do to the VA?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, what do you do to the VA?
Get rid of it. I think privatize it is what you do. You privatize the Veterans Administration. That's the key.
But can I tell you something? We already have, like, the Carrick Brain Center. Every time I go there are tons of veterans there that are getting help for the very first time. And you still have all of the red tape there. The VA, doesn't want to give them any money. They're a private organization. You'll still have all of the red tape of all of the garbage that comes from Washington, where literally one of my friends, he lost his leg in Iraq. He had to have an X-ray after 4 prosthetics were made for him over a 5 or 6 year period. He's an X-ray of his missing leg to prove to the VA that he didn't have a leg. What do you? This is the biggest part of the problem. The cover of the book is the Statue of Liberty and red tape. So what we have to, you got to cut the red tape. You talk about the VA situation and the work you're doing with private contributions, private funding. We have to encourage that. We got to get the government out of the way.
so that the charitable organizations can get the aid to those in need, especially within the VA context, and not allow the bureaucracy to squelch private enterprise or private initiatives. And when I think it can happen.
How do you get the private?
How to resist?
How do you get the? Okay, so let's talk about that. You resist. They'll squash the average person if you resist.
Yep.
What does the average person do? How, I'm willing to resist, but I'm not willing to stand there all by myself and resist and then just go to prison and nobody ever hears from me again. How do you resist?
Well, when you're talking on the microphone right now, you're talking to millions of people. It's going to take, it is an effort that we have in this country under the First Amendment a freedom of association. And that is exactly what this is. We collectively, as the American people, have to simply say no. And you know what happens oftentimes when the government says, you say no to the government? Oftentimes they today.
Oh my gosh.
I had a case involving.
Okay, hang on, Jay, hang on. We got to get you on a hard line or something. This is driving me out of my mind because I really want to hear what you're saying. So let me call you back. We're going to put you on hold. Get a number where we can call him back on a hard line, and I'm going to stop and do a quick commercial break. Interim Healthcare is our sponsor. Home care is one of those things that we all need, and you don't want to think about it. And your mom or your dad or your grandparents are getting sick, and they just can't care for themselves. There is a solution. It is Interim Healthcare. Interim Healthcare, they can not only give you the medical, but they can also give you the non-medical services. And they've been in business for 50 years. So they're good, decent people. You don't stay in business with this business. You stay in business for 50 years unless you really have a great track record. I want you to go to interimhealthcare.com/Beck. Take their free independent living assessment, but also read the testimonials. Do your own homework. I think you're going to find these people the way I found them. Really good, caring individuals. Interim Healthcare/Beck. It's interimhealthcare.com/Beck. 1-800-440. I'm sorry. 1-800-44. 1-800-944-8888. Whew, it's just that easy. 1-800-944-8888 or interimhealthcare.com/Beck.
Glenn Beck.
The Blaze Radio Network.
These are scary times for our power grid, and in times of crisis, the value of a solar generator is priceless. We have one in our home from Solutions from Science. Bill Hyde, he's been one of the leaders in solar generators for years, and the generator that he has built is really easy to use. All you do is you point it to the sun, you plug the solar panel cords in, and power it up. It provides backup power through storms and blackouts, and unlike gas generators, it runs quietly. It doesn't emit any fumes, and it produces an endless supply of free electricity powered by the sun. Now you can run a sump pump, shortwave radio, computer, even keep your food from spoiling. These generators provide life-saving power backup when you need it most. I want you to check it out for yourself. Go to myendlesspower.com for a special Blaze offer. That's myendlesspower.com. Use the coupon code Glenn. You'll get a solar generator for half off. Go to myendlesspower.com and do it now.
Buried under receipts and confusing tax code? Let Crippen & Company help. They work hard to make the tax preparation process as painless as possible. With offices in Ocala and the Villages, their team is dedicated to helping clients with corporate and personal tax returns, bookkeeping for businesses, and estate planning for the future. Crippen & Company crafts a truly customized experience for each client's needs while alleviating stress and creating a big picture of your overall financial health. Call 352-732-4260 or visit crippencpa.com to get started.
Who doesn't love heading out on the boat with a family, hitting the ATV trails with friends, or blazing new stretches of highway with riding buddies? Your toys are your ticket to outdoor fun. At the McDonald Allstate Agency, we get to know you and help make sure you have all the right coverages. Plus, when you bundle your coverage for your car and your home with your boat, motorcycle, RV, or more, you can save up to 30%. So call the McDonald Allstate Agency today at 622-2333 or stop by one of our 2 Ocala locations at Calla Hills or the Jasmine Square Plaza.
Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Savings vary. May is Watch Month. It's also a time to start thinking about that special graduate in your life. A terrific line of watches at Goss & Son Jewelers will make the perfect gift for that graduate. Rolex, TAG Heuer, Phillips Stein, For graduation, birthdays, anniversaries, check out the line of fine watches and jewelry at Goss & Son Jewelers just to say I love you. Goss & Son Jewelers, the oldest Rolex jeweler in Central Florida, downtown Ocala for 65 years.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new trunk.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Glenn back. So we're having kind of a problem because Jay Sekulow is staying at Times Square, and they won't connect us to his room.
That's because it's a beautiful highway, and there's too many signs on the highway there.
So we're hoping that he's going to call us back because we can't get connected to.
He's apparently staying under an alias, which I don't know if Jay Sekulow realizes this, but he's not Brad Pitt. Does not need to stay under an alias.
No, here's what's interesting.
I always look for Jay Sekulow.
Can I tell you something?
Really?
Can I tell you something? This is true.
Yeah.
When I stay at a hotel, I stay under Jay Sekulow.
Really?
Yes.
Well, that is drawing unwarranted attention.
And you've been bothered how many times?
Never. Never. I've never been bothered. I stay under Jay Sekulow. So now I got to change the name.
Man.
You know, I might have to stay under Stephen King or something like that. But,
nobody would find you that.
I know. He's got an alias.
That's pretty cool. Is the Jay Sekulow life that good? I didn't realize.
Either that or he's like talking to us and then hooking up with his, hooker or something.
I don't think it's not Anthony Weiner's alias. It's
I don't know. It's a little strange, but Jay hopefully will be joining us.
The Sekulow fact of the time the federal government pressuring New York City to take down signs at Times Square. Can that be real? Is that some sort of...
No, he made it up.
No, I mean, is it a government snafu? Did they just send a notice to the wrong address or something?
Here he's back on. Jay.
Yes, sir. Hope this is better.
This is much better. It's much better. So we're just talking about, is this a government snafu with the Times Square thing? Are they really trying to shut those down?
I would assume not. I don't think we have the luxury, Glenn, of assuming any of these government actions are snafus or unintentional. I believe that what the government has decided is that they're going to target, in this particular case, New York City, Times Square, the icon of Manhattan, for this application of the Highway Act. Why? Because they believe that it's somehow going to serve the betterment of mankind. And that's how they view all of these things. And it becomes especially dangerous when you have a bureaucracy class that is in lockstep with the president. Because together, that collusion is the most powerful branch of government, and that's exactly what's going to happen. And you're talking about an economic icon of Manhattan being impacted by a misuse of a regulation, which is what the government's known for here.
Jay, how concerned are you for our nation at this point?
You know, Glenn, I just became a grandfather a couple of years ago. So I've just now gotten a grandfather. And the fact is, I am more concerned for our country now than I have ever been. I believe that right now we are probably at the most dangerous point in our constitutional republic that we've been in at least 100 years. And a choice has to be made. Do we accept it and just see what happens, which would be unbelievably dangerous, or do we go ahead and fight back, which I believe is our only option? And the fighting back takes a variety of positions. And one of those positions is you've got, as I say in the book, you resist, you reform, and then you restore. But it's going to take as I mentioned earlier, we've got it's got to be a collective effort. One person by themselves doesn't get to do this. But look, they shut down the Tea Party movement through a misuse of the IRS, just as that movement was really gaining a footing. So we have to be cognizant of the fact that this is going to be a real challenge. But the first thing we have to be aware of is what's wrong with the country, what's wrong with the republic, the way we have it set up. And that's the problem. That's these agencies and these bureaucracies completely out of control.
So wait a minute. Are you talking, what kind of resisting are you talking about? Give me an example of what we should do.
I'll give you a perfect example of a real case I had. We had a case where we represented a large business that was challenging the Obamacare mandate, the HHS mandate. Remember, that was a couple years ago. We ended up winning, but we went to court for this large company. They simultaneously with the filing of a lawsuit, they get audited by the IRS. They get audited. We go through the audit. Their accountants do it. No changes, no modifications. Everything's fine. We win the case at the Supreme Court of the United States. The IRS, within a month, sends out another letter, within a month of them just closing the IRS case out, sends out another letter saying we are auditing you now for additional years. One of my law partners called me, Glenn, and said, what should we do? And I said, just tell them no. And you know what happened? The IRS folded because they don't want to be on Glenn Beck's program, and they don't want to be being sued again, because we sue them when they do these things, and being held accountable. So that's part of this, that's the resisting. But we also have to get rid of these exemptions that these government agencies and these bureaucrats get, where they do anything they want and are never held accountable. You cannot fire them. You cannot sue them. They cannot be held liable. We've got to remove that immunity, and that is a statutory fix that's not that complicated. We just have got to get Republicans, and should be Democrats too, with a backbone to actually do it.
Okay, but tell me, there was this guy that was just in the Blaze last week that just had a small convenience store in one of the Carolinas, and he sold bait, and he was the IRS came in and took $100,000 of his money and just held it. You know the story? So
$105,000 actually, and it got a lot of national attention, mostly because of the Blaze. And you know what happened? The IRS gave the money back. That's where you are resisting. People, sometimes it's a megaphone, like your broadcasts and the Blaze. Sometimes it's legal action. So in his particular case, it was both. It was the notification that the IRS was put on notice that the entire country is going to be hearing about this, which they did, and then the legal maneuvers that the IRS cannot just do this, grab money out of a guy's account with no notice, simply because the IRS thought that was the best thing to handle something they suspected there was a tax liability. They couldn't even prove it, and ultimately, obviously, they could not. But they caved, and that's the key thing here. They will cave.
So I was reading a book from somebody else the other day, and they were talking about they think that we need to find a bunch of millionaires and billionaires who will say, when they see these stories, they just put it in a giant fund. I'm going to donate $1 million to this. And then they get people like you who always tap into that fund. So when something happens, we have a fund that's all paid for that can go and fight all of these things.
I think personally that is a great idea, because when you have the collective effort, basically a constitutional republic defense fund. And that's one of the things we outline in the book, actually, is this idea of collectively working together on these issues. And you've done a fantastic job of this, Glenn. But it's a great idea. You get people's resources combined so that we don't put up with the abuse. And ultimately, they fold. The government will fold if the pressure is extensive enough and it's unrelenting. But I underscore unrelenting. You cannot light up for a minute. Not one moment can you take a deep breath. You have to continue to push them and push them hard.
When do you think, is there a sign that you look for and say we're too far gone?
I was very concerned with the IRS situation, as you can imagine, as a former IRS prosecutor. Years ago, I never had this kind of experience. Then I had to defend it. That had me very much concerned. I mentioned the VA situation is outrageous, and as you mentioned, the work you're doing and the bureaucrats in the way. The National Labor Relations Board trying to shut down the economic growth of South Carolina by not allowing Boeing to relocate or to build a plant in South Carolina, which would have cost no jobs on the West Coast, but still fought it. A president that overreaches at every moment he can with executive action. So I think we're at the tipping point. I think we're there. I don't think this is the book Undemocratic is not a prediction. We're there. How do we fix it?
It's available in bookstores everywhere. Undemocratic. Buy it now. Make a difference.
Glenn Beck Program.
The Blaze Radio Network.
Fox News Radio I'm Lillian Wu. Worries in Waco, Texas of more violence after the deadly brawl Sunday, which left 9 bikers dead.
In the biker world, violence usually condones more violence. Is this over? Most likely not.
Waco Police Sergeant Patrick Swanton, investigators believe the brawl began with a parking dispute and someone running over a gang member's foot. No charges being filed in the Indiana High School stage collapse, which left over a dozen students hurt last month.
While the result of the stage construction was catastrophic, the failed construction and maintenance of the stage did not rise to the level of criminal culpability.
Westfield Police Captain Charles Hollowell, officials say the stage, designed and constructed by a school employee and students, was not properly supported. And former Alaska Governor Sarah Palin says her daughter Bristol will not marry Medal of Honor recipient Dakota Meyer this month as originally planned. Fox News, we report, you decide.
It'll be home to 942 bursts of laughter, a 16-pound blackened turkey dinner, and the loudest burp on record. It'll be the site of the most legendary blanket fort ever built, not to mention the stage of the Great Pillow War of 2016. It'll also be the final resting place of 2 hamsters, and one of the sweetest turtles who will ever live. It will see its fair share of broken windows, broken bones, and broken hearts. But first, you have to find it. Start your home search at Zillow.com or on our family of apps. You can view millions of photos, browse historical pricing data, and even sign up for alerts when new homes hit the market. Because you're not just looking for a house. You're looking for a place for your life to happen. Zillow. Find your way home.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge, undercutting, rust-proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
Do you have areas that have started sagging or drooping? Is what you're looking at not quite the same as it was years ago? Are there enhancements you've been putting off? Is there serious damage you need fixed? Then call on us, Damage Control Services, when your roof is sagging and the drywall is drooping after a storm, or your home just needs some enhancements. From damage repairs to new construction, Damage Control Services is here to help.
Hi, I'm Leah Caruso with Strive Rehabilitation, inviting you to join me Thursday at 11 a.m. for Health Matters. Ocala Health and Strive have teamed up to bring you the latest information on good health services available to you right here at home. This vital information will help you make informed decisions about your health. So don't forget to join me here at 11 a.m. Thursday. It's news you can use from Ocala Health, Strive, and your friends here at WOCA.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
Your weekends are getting a little retool.
Swear to God, not making a joke.
Check this out.
New shows? Check. Some new talent? Check. Let's welcome the guys.
Let's get it going.
Arnie Spanier.
Unbelievable.
TJ Reeves.
This is what you get.
Your weekends are on fire. Because that's how exotic it is.
What are the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking? Will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Pozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
Thursday. The Root takes a look back at the history of policing in America. Meet the one progressive who triggered radical change, transforming law enforcement into what it is today. The Root, Excessive Force. Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern on the Blaze TV.
All right. I'm trying to get through this Obama nightmare where the president has finally gotten to the root of Baltimore and Ferguson and New York City.
Oh, man.
Just don't know if I have the strength to do it.
Oh, yeah. You're going to be excited that he finally put his finger on what the problem is
here it is.
All of these cities.
We've long understood, though, is that some communities have consistently had the odds stacked against them.
We have long understood that, haven't we? Baltimore, for instance, Cleveland, Detroit, Miami, every city in New Jersey. What do they all have in common? I'm trying to put my finger. Oh, that's right. Democrats! Progressives!
Well, that's what he means. The odds are stacked against them. They have Democratic mayors.
They are.
Detroit did not have the odds stacked. Detroit was the model city, not for the country, for the world.
Yeah,
for the world.
Wasn't it the most prosperous city in the world?
It was in the world in 1960. Democrats came in, started the progressive era of Detroit in 1960, and never had a non-progressive serve, and they crushed that city.
Yeah,
it was not stacked against them.
No. Okay, we got through 3 seconds.
Nice, good job.
Here's more.
That's true of rural communities with chronic poverty. It's true of some manufacturing communities that suffered after the plants they depended on closed their doors.
Stop.
Yeah.
Why?
Because of Democrats?
Why did they stop? Because of unions.
Yes.
Because of labor unions. We stopped building the greatest cars in the world because of labor unions.
And unions even killed the Twinkie.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You killed the Twinkie in this fat country?
Yes.
That means you really suck.
I mean, how do you kill the Twinkie in America?
Thank God they're back because of capitalism, but still.
It's hard
from
to
Mexico, aren't they?
I don't know where
I think they're made in Mexico now.
I don't care where they're
As long as they're made.
I'm just going to eat them. I'm just going to eat them.
Just keep making them.
Some suburbs and inner cities where jobs can be hard to find and harder to get to. And that sense of unfairness and powerlessness has helped to fuel the kind of unrest that we've seen.
Stop.
It's fueled the kind of unrest we've seen. It's fueling unrest.
Shh. I just need to take a couple of breaths and just want to say, if you are told constantly that you are powerless, that you cannot make it, that everything is stacked against you, how do you feel?
I feel powerless.
Yes.
And I feel like it's fueling my sense of unfairness.
I wouldn't if everything was fair.
Yes. If you are told, and that is what's happening, people are being told relentlessly, you can't do it. You won't make it. And then they put the federal regulation in between you and your pursuit of happiness so you can't make it.
Yep.
That is what is fueling the unrest in this country. There is a fundamental unfairness that is happening with the federal government. Get the hell out of our lives. Americans, white and black are not that different. Yes, we have different churches, maybe. We have different things that are cultural, maybe. Yes. We maybe speak slightly different. We have different upbringings. But we all basically want the same thing. We want to be able to make a decent living. We want to be with our families. Are there dirtbag white people? Yes. Are there dirtbag black people? Yes. Are there dirtbags that riot in the street that happen to be black? Yes. Are there dirtbags that are white that happen to be in the cop car and kill black people just because they're black? Yes. Is that the norm? No, that's not the norm.
There also happen to be dirtbag black cops and dirtbag rioters who are white.
Oh, gee, wait a minute. Hang on just a second. The dirtbag black cop, you mean like the cop that shot the guy in Baltimore? I'm not willing to call him a dirtbag because I don't know exactly what the case is. I don't know all of the details of the case at this point, but I know that he was black and he shot a black kid.
Or didn't shoot him, but somehow
hurt him.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. All I heard was dirtbag black people. Typical Glenn Beck. Typical. That's
According
all
to
I got out of that.
I can't take it.
According to MSNBC, those police officers are white African Americans.
They probably are.
Yeah.
And this is, of course, happening in cities like
places like Baltimore and Ferguson
and
New York.
And New York.
It has many causes.
Yeah.
From a basic lack of opportunity to groups feeling unfairly targeted by police.
Stop.
Which means...
Wow. Oh, that's agonizing.
Will he make this speech when the Tea Party feels unfairly targeted by the IRS?
Oh, my gosh.
Will he make that speech?
Will he? You mean, did he? No.
No.
He did not.
No.
It happened, 3 years ago? Not a word.
Not a word. Except he said it was
that the IRS thing was not a scandal.
And it was unacceptable. If he finds out that any of it's true, it's unacceptable, except nobody was fired.
Right.
Go ahead.
There's no single solution.
Mm-hmm.
But there are many things that could make a difference and could help.
Yeah, like more money poured into these cities where we already spend the most money.
If we could just raise taxes.
Yeah, then
we could just raise taxes and spend more money.
That's the one thing that's convenient about all of these things that he's talking about is they always seem to justify the exact policies they've been trying to pass for the last 1,000 years. It always leads to more spending. The train crash, more spending.
Mm-hmm.
School is having problems, more spending. Riots, more spending. It's always the same prescription. Always. It's just, how do we justify today to get more of people's money? It's like a little game for them.
And by the way, in each of these cities,
if you couldn't take it, if they didn't have guns and could take you and put you in jail, no one would pay. No one would pay their taxes. No one. I contend no one would pay their taxes. Because liberals would say it's the war. Republicans would say it's the war fought improperly and you're not taking care of the soldiers. And everybody would save their money. And there would be a few people that would actually take that money and then start things like a VA that actually worked. Like a private army that would go over and kick the ass of ISIS. Nobody would end up paying it because the only reason why they get our money is because they take it at gunpoint.
Yeah, no one's giving it because they think they're getting good value.
Nobody thinks this is good value. Nobody thinks we're getting good value. And if you do, there is something truly psychologically wrong with you. And I mean that sincerely. You have some deep psychosis. There is something psychiatrically wrong with you.
I mean, you're probably delightful, but I mean, there is something.
You might be wonderful at parties. You might be an oddity that people can point out, but there's something wrong with you.
I think you can state that unequivocally.
Is there any left of this? Because I can't take it anymore.
No, that's as much as we can handle
now,
Barack Obama.
The other thing is Harry Reid.
Oh, good. He gets much better. Thank God.
He actually tells the truth here for a change.
He's told the truth for the first time.
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Really?
Now, right now, we have Hillary Clinton, and that's it. She's not going to have. There's not another Barack Obama out there. There are no all-stars out there. She has a clear field, and I'm glad she does.
He's right about that. They have Hillary Clinton,
and that's
it. And there are no all-stars out there. And as we've pointed out multiple times, except somebody who's not running and apparently has no plans to.
Just have this feeling.
But Al Gore is the only one who can step into that void. You think it'd be Al Gore?
No. I just
you
don't
think it's
know.
somebody else?
I don't know. I can't get past the fact that she's not going to be the one. She can't be.
She's
with
not
all
be
of the stuff, this Clinton scandal with the Clinton Foundation. If she's the president of the United States, I swear to you, we are done. You can't have this Clinton Foundation scandal, the global initiative thing. You can't have a scandal like that. You can't have all of the scandals that she has and be president of the United States.
And
that means that people are dead. That means we have voted for destruction.
Yeah, that's what we've been doing for the past 8 years.
I know,
or so.
but it's still, I mean, you could have race in it. You could have all kinds of stuff. The people have to be less blind.
I would agree with you that they should make better decisions. Whether they will or not, I have zero faith at this point. I mean, there was always a time when we started doing this show years and years and years ago, Glenn, that my belief was, in the end, people come back to sanity.
You can have faith in the American people.
They will come back. They will be pressed and sometimes they'll make bad choices, but in the end, they come back.
Right.
They wind up making.
Believe that.
And it does not. I mean, maybe I should be more optimistic. Obviously, 2010 and 2014, there was some positive things in there. Maybe we'll come back and people will realize that Hillary Clinton is not the right choice. But I don't have any logical reason to believe that. I mean, they might do it. I just don't have any logical reason to believe it. It's hope against hope.
It's setting up a little bit like the Bill Clinton year, 91, 92, when he was at 1 or 2% and nobody knew who he was.
Yeah.
It's the same with Martin O'Malley, where he's governor of a, sort of small to medium state. Nobody knows who he is.
I think he could do it.
And he
You think
plays
O'Malley?
some musical instrument. He's got
abs.
He's got abs.
Yeah, I think he could do
I don't
it.
know.
You think O'Malley could go up against the Gore Gephardt machine, though? I don't think so.
I think the fact that he's not a known actually might work to his advantage.
Well, it did for Clinton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It did for him.
And I think there is, obviously you've got somebody younger, somebody who's maybe a more exciting candidate than Hillary Clinton. I'm with you in that I don't think anyone has any level of excitement for Hillary. She's just the next in line. She's the first woman, which you'll get some for that, but that's about it.
I think there's some enmity between her and the Democratic voter.
There might be.
I really do.
Yeah.
I think the good people have had enough.
I think the only level of excitement is if Gore got into it, and I hope he. The American part of me hopes he doesn't.
Right.
The radio person in me hopes he does.
Yes, that would be fun.
Yeah.
Is there any speculation on that?
I have heard nothing.
No, Ezra Klein wrote about it.
Ezra Klein did
he's a big name in the progressive side of things, wrote about it.
Yeah,
I think the only way it would happen is, let's say the Clinton cash scandal really blows up to the point that she needs to drop out or has completely been destroyed.
Yeah, Stu thinks she has to get out.
She has to get out.
He gets in.
That's
I think there's a chance that happens.
It's not impossible because they're not going to give it to Bernie Sanders. That's not happening.
We have to see what happens when she starts taking questions. She's not taking questions right now. Now
she's taking 8.
I know. But if the press, when she comes back, if they are like, okay, we want to talk about the Clinton Global Initiative, she's right now just starving them and hoping that they'll just move on. Just they'll move on
to the point where the New York Times is printing questions that they would ask her some.
Right.
That's not the normal way the New York Times deals with the Democrats.
Will they come back, or will she just be able to get away with? That's old news. That's old news.
She might be able to, but the thing about Hillary Clinton, which I think is a pretty standard constant, is
sucks.
At every point you're dealing with Hillary Clinton, if she's going to continue to be in the limelight going forward, she's going to get less popular. The more you hear from Hillary Clinton, the less popular she is. The more she hides, the better she does. And you can do that now when you're 18 months out of a presidential election. As you get closer, I don't think you can, especially if somebody jumps in and starts making a little bit of noise. She's going to have to start competing, and when she competes, she loses.
She's doing right now. I mean, did they pull her off of that, that listening tour and just like, geez, good God, woman, go home? Was that her chief advisor going, just get her in the car and bring her home?
I don't know
care
how
if you have to duct tape her mouth and put a bag over her head, but get her out of there and hide her.
I don't know how they pitched it to her, but I could tell you, that these advisors are sitting back and just saying, look, we need to just
get her
make
out
this
of the way.
as short a race as possible. If she's got to fight it out with Martin O'Malley for 6 months or a year, she may actually lose. But if she is by herself and no one's bothering her and no one sees her except for walking by into a deli where she talks to regular people when the press not around, she's got a chance. As to say, people don't like her in front of the camera. They don't like her. And, unlike her husband, who they really did like.
And still do.
She is she's like irradiated candy or something.
Irradiated candy?
Yeah, she's like some sort of, she's got like radiation that, as long as she's hidden, as long as she's behind a lead shield, she's absolutely fine. You get close to consume anything about her and you're dead.
Yeah, but think of what they're saying.
Where the candy part comes in, though.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
Think of her in just nice heels.
I don't know.
Think about the conversation. The advisor's essentially saying to her, "We just need to minimize you in this campaign."
I know. All we have to do to win is
Yeah.
make sure people don't think about you. Sponsor this half hour is LifeLock. Every day, somebody is trying to get at your money, at your life, at your identity, for whatever the reason. Could be some dirtbag, could be somebody that you know, could be somebody in Russia that's trying to do it. But somebody guaranteed is trying to get at your identity and your codes, because one breach of your identity and they have everything they need. They have everything to take over your lives. They have access to your bank and your 401k, even your housing. Visit lifelock.com/Beck or call and use the promo code Beck and save 10% on the LifeLock Ultimate Plus membership that I have. LifeLock Ultimate Plus. Call 1-800-440-4936. 1-800-440-4936. It's lifelock.com/Beck or 1-800-440-4936.
The fusion of entertainment and enlightenment.
This is the Glenn Beck Program, the Blaze Radio Network.
It's the countdown to summer, and things are heating up for your ultimate adventure. Enjoy summertime fun on a Can-Am ATV, side-by-side, Can-Am Spider, or Sea-Doo watercraft. Hurry in by May 31st and save up to $2,500 on 2014 models. Plus, get up to a 3-year warranty with great financing. Ready? The countdown to summer adventures starts now.
Visit Route 1 Motorsports in Grant and online at route1motorsports.com.
Subject to credit approval. Restrictions may apply. See your dealer for details. For safety and training info, contact the ATV Safety Institute.
The smarter way to manage business expenses, presented by Concur.
After my conference, I checked out of the hotel and the bill was automatically added to my expense report. Then I hopped into a taxi. I snapped a photo of the receipt using Concur, and bam, there it was on my expense report. Then I used my corporate card to buy the client's lunch. Another charge added to my expense report.
Expense reports that write themselves. Just one of the many ways Concur helps manage your company's spend so you can focus on the big picture. Take a free test drive today at tryconcur.com.
It's the end of the fiscal year, and that means budget cuts and number crunching. Now's the time of the year you're evaluating your expenses, planning your budget, and finding ways to save money and increase efficiency to maximize profits. Dex Imaging understands and delivers. Call Dex Imaging today for a free document management evaluation. Cutting your office expenses is as easy as calling Dex Imaging. 352-266-0333. Start saving money today and increase your bottom line with Dex Imaging. Printers, copiers, and fax machines that increase office productivity and save you money. No one understands your bottom line better. Call Dex Imaging today, 352-266-0333, or check them out on the web at deximaging.com. That's DEXimaging.com. Or call 352-266-0333 for your free document management evaluation today.
Hi, Danny Warfel here. Get moving with Florida Credit Union's fast and easy loan approval process.
Let Florida Credit Union start up a new car loan for you today. No more waiting, hassles, or stop signs. You can even apply online. With a strong financial team behind you, you can enjoy great rates and fast approvals.
It's all about personalized service and a streamlined process.
Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life.
Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first and third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion, and learn how they can help you.
That was the sound of a tree falling. It could be your tree. You're going to have it trimmed, but never got around to calling Pride Tree Service. It could have fallen in a field, and now all you have to do is call Pride Tree Service, and they'll have it quickly out of the way for a great price. But don't wait until the tree falls. It may not fall in the field. It may hit your car, your house, or worse. So call Pride Tree Service today and avoid all those headaches before they happen. Pride Tree Service, 840-0750. That's 840-0750.
Putting the local back into radio. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. WOCA News. Variety. Information. Now. Keep your arms and legs on the inside at all times.
The most trusted name in news, Fox News, every half hour, only on 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
WOCA.
On air, online, in your pocket. Find out all the ways to listen at theblaze.com/radio.
Don't forget, this Thursday, 2 specials, one on radio, one on television. First one on radio is, should marijuana be legalized? Should we stop the drug war in America? That's on radio for 3 hours on Thursday. Then at 5 p.m. Eastern, only on The Blaze on Thursday, The Root, Excessive Force. How did we get here with our militarization of the police force? And how bad is it really? An unbelievable hour. I promise you will not see on any other television network. The Root, Thursday at 5. Sign up now.
To the Glenn Beck program.
The Blaze Radio Network.
More and more listeners have experienced for themselves the secret we've been talking about, Shave Secret. The shaving oil that reduces nicks, cuts, and shaving rashes. And Shave Secret conditions and moisturizes all in one application, making your skin feel smooth and soft. It's so easy to use. You put 3 drops in a wet palm, you massage it into your face, and you'll have the smoothest shave of your life. Here are some of the 5-star rating comments. Donna says, I used Shave Secret for the first time today, and all I can say is, wow. I used it on my legs and underarms, and the razor glided over my skin. The best part is I didn't get razor burn. I'll be ordering again and telling my friends. Landon wrote in, I have recently struggled with razor rash on my neck every time I shave. I talked to my dermatologist who recommended Shave Secret. I'm impressed with the results. Freddie, I bought a bottle for my son. Some things you just have to share. Shave Secret, for the best shave ever. Shave Secret. Buy today at shavesecret.com, amazon.com, or at Walmart Supercenters.
I'm Jay Farner with some great news on how you could save an average of $3,000 per year on your mortgage. Call Quicken Loans now at 800-QUICKEN to see if you qualify for the government's Home Affordable Refinance Program, or HARP. The HARP guidelines have changed. There's less paperwork and often no appraisal required. Call 800-QUICKEN. That's 800-QUICKEN. Or visit QuickenLoans.com.
Important terms and conditions apply. Call us for cost information. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
At John Deere, we know you wouldn't buy a car without taking it for a spin. And it's, well, just a car. So you'll definitely want to get behind the wheel and test drive the brand new John Deere S240 Sport. Equipped with a powerful V-twin engine and heavy-duty hydrostatic transmission. Available exclusively at your local John Deere dealer.
AgPro Companies is your local John Deere dealer. For details on all 24 of our locations, visit agprocompanies.com or visit My John Deere dealer.
Wow, I can't believe what I'm seeing. Who did this?
P&P Tikis and more, of course. Now I have a tiki hut for shade, and I can enjoy the sounds of my cascading fountain while feeding my koi fish in my own pond. They even fixed my fence and redid all my landscaping. Nice to see a professional, reliable, family-owned business. Yes, P&P Tikis is the natural Florida tiki builder and water features designer. With free estimates, P&P Tikis is licensed and insured. Call 352-877-3307 for your very own tiki hut and more. That's 352-877-3307. P&P Tikis.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, a new spoiler, and a new trunk.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do. Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. We're getting more details on the biker brawl Sunday, which left 9 people dead in Waco, Texas.
Our response was instantaneous once we realized there was trouble. When we got on scene, shots were still being fired. Shots were fired at our officers, and we returned fire.
Waco Police Sergeant Patrick Swanton, there was concern that there might be more violence coming. The owner of the New England Patriots passing on an appeal of its Deflategate penalty.
I don't want to continue the rhetoric that's gone on for the last 4 months. I'm going to accept reluctantly what he has given to us.
That announcement from Robert Kraft coming during the league's spring owners meeting. The Patriots fined $1 million and forced to give up 2 draft picks for purposely deflating game balls used in the team's playoff victory over the Indianapolis Colts. Fox News, we report, you decide.
It'll be home to 942 bursts of laughter, a 16-pound blackened turkey dinner, and the loudest burp on record. It'll be the site of the most legendary blanket fort ever built, not to mention the stage of the Great Pillow War of 2016. It'll also be the final resting place of 2 hamsters, and one of the sweetest turtles who will ever live. It will see its fair share of broken windows, broken bones, and broken hearts. But first, you have to find it. Start your home search at Zillow.com or on our family of apps. You can view millions of photos, browse historical pricing data, and even sign up for alerts when new homes hit the market. Because you're not just looking for a house. You're looking for a place for your life to happen. Zillow. Find your way home.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com, Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge, undercutting, rust-proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need
too.
my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, a new spoiler, and a new trunk.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Do you have areas that have started sagging or drooping? Is what you're looking at not quite the same as it was years ago? Are there enhancements you've been putting off? Is there serious damage you need fixed? Then call on us, Damage Control Services, when your roof is sagging and the drywall is drooping after a storm, or your home just needs some enhancements. From damage repairs to new construction, Damage Control Services is here to help.
Hi, I'm Leah Caruso with Strive Rehabilitation, inviting you to join me Thursday at 11 a.m. for Health Matters. Ocala Health and Strive have teamed up to bring you the latest information on good health services available to you right here at home. This vital information will help you make informed decisions about your health. So don't forget to join me here at 11 a.m. Thursday. It's news you can use from Ocala Health, Strive, and your friends here at WOCA.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
Your weekends are getting a little retool.
Swear to God, not making a joke.
Check this out. New shows? Check. Some new talent? Check. Let's welcome the guys.
Let's get it going.
Arnie Spanier.
Unbelievable.
TJ Reeves.
This is what you get.
Your weekends are on fire. Because that's how exotic it is.
Get it for less at the DIY Home Center outlet. Get top quality real wood cabinets the same or less than the big box stores are selling the cheap stuff. And that's not all. Drywall screws big box stores are $6.47 a pound. At DIY only $4.99. Plus DIY has the largest selection of mobile home parts and accessories anywhere. From carpet to doors, get the DIY supplies you need for less. The DIY Home Center outlet. We are your building material closeout store. 2191 Northwest 10th Street, just 2 miles east of I-75.
Are you tired of not using your home's outdoor space for entertaining or relaxation because of all the bugs and leaves? Consider adding a beautiful screen room or glass enclosure. We are Superior Aluminum and Design, a family-owned and operated business with 20 years experience in the aluminum industry, and we are accredited by the Better Business Bureau. If you appreciate superior workmanship, call Superior Aluminum and Design at 817-8058 or visit us on the web at superiораluminumdesign.com.
Oh, can I tell you something? It's a very exciting day today. It really is. John Kerry has called for a global system of internet laws, which is...
That's right. We need rules to be able to flourish and work properly for the internet.
I think John Kerry is Skynet Terminator. I'm not really sure. Plus, the son of the slain policeman that tries to buy his dad's cop car at an auction. It was a great story we didn't get to yesterday. We have to tell you the story because it's really amazing what happened when he was outbid. And Lindsey Graham announces that he's going to announce that he's running for president.
Yeah!
So we'll share. No, save that. This was the non-announcement announcement.
Okay.
We're going to share the non-announcement announcement about his announcement coming up in just a minute. We'll announce the time, but not now.
All we want is
What you're about to hear is the fusion of entertainment and enlightenment. This is the Glenn Beck Program.
John Kerry would like to have more internet regulation. And the reason why he would like more global internet regulation is because it's not working. And right. I think we all know that.
The internet needs to be able to flourish and work properly, Glenn. It needs to be able to flourish and work because right now it's broken. It's obviously broken.
I don't know if anybody else has noticed this. It works totally fine. It's one of the most...
Sometimes it takes up to a second and a half to connect to a wireless network.
It is one of the most perfect things in our lives.
It works so well. We've talked about this before. That at 40,000 feet, traveling 600 miles an hour, if you don't go from one website to another, which, by the way, you are connected to the internet going that fast and you're up that high, if you don't connect from one site to another within a second and a half, you're pissed. It's like, what?
What is wrong? I'm not kidding you.
It's crazy how good it works.
We were watching Netflix in the car on a trip the other day. We were driving a couple of miles, a couple of hours. And so the kids are in the back with Netflix. Yeah. And it paused for a second to rebuffer in the car going 60 miles an hour in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, man.
Oh, geez. I just like to remind everybody. You're in a car. There's no antenna. There's no cable. There's nothing. You're watching it on your iPad, for the love of Pete. You're watching a movie that is downloading right now.
Right, but nobody's made any money on the internet. Amazon.com continues to struggle. Google continues to have a hard time.
Right.
These poor internet companies just can't quite make it. It's not working properly.
The government is the only group of people that fix things that aren't broken until they are.
That's really a good way to put it.
Fix things that aren't broken
until they are broken.
That is a
they
great
fix
quote.
them until they're broken.
Mm-hmm.
You really do that.
That's perfectly fine. Leave it alone. I'm going to fix this. Oh, geez.
Well, that's a key component of our foreign policy. How can this possibly... It is something we invented. It's America's. And now, is it at the end of the
Yes, it's
year?
the end of this year.
End of this year. We turn over control of the internet to
That
the globe.
just doesn't sound
UN.
good.
Oh, it's going to be... I'm really concerned about it.
Well, the good thing is there are others that are working on other internets. I've said too much. Help me, my life is in danger.
Is that something you weren't supposed to say?
Help me, my life.
Because it's not like that doesn't happen.
There are people who are working on another internet.
Like what?
I don't know.
I don't even know how that works.
I don't know.
Huh.
Yeah, me neither.
I've heard there's a super fast ultra internet or something being devised. Is that what you're talking about, or is this something?
That's just for people like Teresa. Teresa has the super high speed.
The high speed internet? No.
Yeah, how it works is we let we keep the riffraff like you off this one.
I think there is one like that, right? There's an elite internet that some people don't have access to.
Barack Obama, is that you? No, I don't think that's true.
It's a 54 baud. 54.4.
No, it can't be that fast.
It's that fast.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, you need an extra line in your house, though, to get it.
You remember when they said 54.4? It would double, and then what was it? Like
it was 56, wasn't it?
56.
56.
56.
It went
And they said
28.8, 56.6.
And when it got to like, I don't know what it was. I don't remember what it was.
128?
Yeah, they said it would not get faster. Remember, what was that speed where they're like, it wouldn't get faster than that?
And like a day and a half later, it was much faster than that. What was it? Was it the T1 line that then came, or DSL or something happened
T1
right away?
T1. If you had a T1, you were somebody.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, I mean, think about it, like just even the mobile speeds today. I was at a concert recently, and, everyone's on their cell phone, so you have a trouble getting signal when everyone's on at the same time. And a friend of mine was showing me a trick where you essentially you turn off the LTE connection, and you go back to the good old 4G. Remember the days of 4G connections? I mean, it's so ridiculous to look back to those times. But 4G is how many times faster than what the ultimate best speed was for a wired connection where you're sitting at your computer at your desk. And, only a few years ago. Now mobile speeds, even 4G, are much faster than those speeds are. And when you go to even faster to LTE and everything, it gets even better. I mean, to the point where you're right. You can be driving down the road at 60 miles an hour in the middle of nowhere, streaming Netflix, and have very few problems.
We've done it. Streaming Netflix on our iPad at 60 miles an hour in the middle of nowhere.
I'd go around, during football season on the weekends when my wife finally drags me out of the football room. And I'm walking around
the whole room.
Well, I mean, I call it the football room because I sit in there every Sunday for hours and hours and hours. And we'll be at Target or something. I'll just be walking around streaming the live NFL games on my phone.
How do you get your wife to do that? Would your wife let you do that?
No.
No, mine wouldn't either. No. How do you do that?
I think it's called
I get a yak fest if I even turn on the TV on Sunday.
Being a man, I think.
Is that what it's called?
Is that what it's called? Is that Jeff?
Really? Let's call Lisa. Let's call Lisa and see if that's what it's actually called.
You're 100% right, but a real man wouldn't even leave the football room. So
that's a fair point. No, I mean, look, you got to football's important.
My wife would come in and she'd turn off the TV and she'd say, "Get up and do something."
No. What do you mean do something? It's the most important thing you could do during football season is to ingest the National Football League.
I am doing something and get back in the kitchen.
One thing I'm not doing is eating lasagna. Okay?
Thank you.
I don't really
and my wife would say, and you're never going to.
No, that's part of the package.
This is an interesting thing because you actually do have a contract with your wife, a written contract.
Well, yes, that's not unrelated to what we're talking about here, but yes, I do have.
It is unrelated.
It is unrelated to the purse contract that I think you're referring to.
Okay,
Yes,
well,
I am.
what is the football room contract then?
The football room contract is a part of the deal in which, as you know, I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan and a National Football League fan. And so when the football season rolls around, there are approximately 17 and hopefully more Sundays in which I am in front of that room absolutely required to watch the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, there's 16, of course.
And she fully goes along with that 17 times during the fall, you are just going to be incommunicado.
Yeah, she knows it's not going to be more than that.
It's hard for me to even understand your question. That's how important this is.
Really?
Yes, of course she does. Of course she does. Okay. And of course that includes the playoffs as well.
Seriously, what's that cost you?
I mean,
purses, right? It costs you at least purses.
What do I have to do to get into a wife like that?
I think.
Well, you've got.
I'm going to go talk to my manager.
You've watched more. You've gone to the movies.
I think the purse thing is
in the
part of
last
that
year that I
contract.
have in my entire life.
I go to the movies with my wife. My wife and I love movies. We go together.
Lisa's more than welcome to watch the Eagles with me. She just does not choose to.
No.
She does not choose to. She decides to go do something on her own, which she of course can do. But I do. I must. You need to watch the
so I
Eagles.
will say this. Part of this probably comes from me just feeling like a slug because my wife, she'll be up doing stuff.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And they don't have to say anything.
And they don't have to say. In fact, it's worse if they don't say anything.
Oh, I hate
it's so much worse because
it's so
I'm
bad.
up here vacuuming and you're sitting there watching football.
Thank you, Pat.
I'm taking care of the house. And you know that's what's going through her mind right now. And you're
So
going,
my wife, we were out.
geez.
We were
All
out.
right, what do you want me to do?
Right. We were out this last weekend.
I'm going to hit record.
We were out this last weekend, and I said we had to go to my daughter's ballet recital. Now, my wife has to be backstage. My daughter only performs in the first half. Okay? My wife says to me, well, you know, if you want to leave after the intermission, I suppose you can.
Yeah.
And so she walks away. And so Tim looks at me and he said, what does that mean? Can we leave? And I said,
we're not getting out of here.
My friend, that is
that's like
woman
if you leave,
code.
Yeah.
You
leave and
then you get lectured. Well, that's not what I would have done. You told me I could leave. You said that I could go. Yeah, but I didn't expect you to go.
At my house, that conversation would never happen. It would just be understood that now she's pissed because I left.
Oh, no. This is like after 3 days of silence.
Okay.
That's like 3 days of silence.
Yes.
When you're
Okay,
like,
and then you're
what?
finally
What?
dragging out of
Okay,
her.
all right.
Yes.
It's the damn ballet thing, isn't it?
Yes.
Just say it. No, I don't need to say it. I don't. There's nothing wrong. You left. You just chose to leave. Oh, dear God. So Tim says, don't pretend this doesn't happen in your house. If it does, I want to move in with you.
It definitely happens in my house then. It definitely happens in my house all the time. More than even at your house. No, I mean, I'm sure everybody goes through that. You guys are maybe exaggerating a little bit here. I can't imagine.
No.
Not an iota.
No.
Not one iota.
I know both of your wives. They're lovely. They're
lovely.
not the
They
type
are
of
lovely.
people who
They
are
are
going
lovely.
to ruin your lives over something
No,
stupid
they're not
like that.
ruining our lives. They're making it better for us.
They're making us better men
They're
as a
making
result
us- yes.
of their actions.
Really?
They're
Yes.
showing us,
That's
and
how
we
they
can
that's
show
how they
the
think.
children how to behave around a woman. And so it was me, Rafe, and Tim. And we were sitting outside, and he said, so are we leaving? And Rafe just looks at me like, please, Dad, not another 2 hours of ballet. Please, dear God, please. And I said, Tim, I don't think I can make that call. I don't think I'm going. And then Hannah, his wife, walks up. And he said, because he's new to the family, he said, Hannah, your dad said there's some sort of code that I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you? What are you doing? What are you doing? We were men here. We were having a conversation. You don't just bring a woman into this conversation.
He doesn't have that down yet.
No, he does not have that down.
That's happened on several occasions.
He does not have that down.
It's a problem.
And he's like, oh, what? I just was going to say, Hannah. And I'm like, and she's like, what? And I said, women give you choices that aren't real choices.
It's choice structure.
Yeah. We don't do that. Tim, see, I told you that's not.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Takes it at face value.
Yeah.
Oh wow! He'll learn.
He will.
He'll learn.
He will learn.
Yeah.
So anyway, I did the manly thing.
Mm-hmm. And you,
when she came out right before intermission was over, went up to her and I said how great it has been, and then I gave Tim the look, and Tim said, "So we were thinking about leaving. I was just thinking about leaving. Is that cool? Do you think it would be cool to leave?" And I, of course, looked at her and said, "Honey, I'm not. Rafe and I are.
We're staying. If he wants to leave, that's fine.
Good Lord, man. What are you thinking?" And we enjoyed that.
So you stay?
No, we beat it, actually.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
After all that, you still left?
Yeah, we left. Tomorrow, I'm scheduled to talk to my wife again. It's it'll be the day that she starts talking to me.
It's got to be at least 3 days.
I got to say, though, knowing your wife, and she's lovely to talk to, but probably worth it to miss 2 hours of ballet.
True.
There's probably look. There's a
2 hours of ballet that don't involve
learn how
your
you
child.
can get a room that you can even name the football room.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's attached to the basketball room. There's the basketball room and the football room. The basketball room is where I play basketball with my son. Mm. Then the football room is next to it, and it's got the big screen with the football necessities there. That's important.
I gotta study. I feel like less of a man just being. You're a god. You're a god. Here's our sponsor this half hour. It's FreedomWorks. FreedomWorksForMe.com. Go there right now. Tell the conservatives in the House to stop the Patriot Act reform. Any Patriot Act reform that does not end the NSA spying. You know, Rand Paul is talking about filibustering this, going up against McConnell.
Really?
Yeah. He said
wouldn't have had to do that if he didn't support
it. So anyway, stop the NSA spying at all costs. Stop the NSA spying. This is in direct conflict with the Fourth Amendment of the Constitution and has got to stop. And the way to do it is to make our voices heard. Go to freedomworksforme.com right now and tell the Republicans, stand, because we will remember your names come election time. freedomworksforme.com. Go there now.
Glenn Beck.
888-727-BECK.
The Blaze Radio Network.
In the time you spent listening to this radio spot, you could have completed and submitted an entire expense report with a simple picture of your receipt. That's all it takes for you to get back to work and for your business to run more efficiently. To learn more and discover all the ways Concur helps manage your company's expenses, just go to tryconcur.com for a free test drive.
It's the countdown to summer, and things are heating up for ultimate family fun on the water. With proven features for unmatched control and peace of mind, Sea-Doo has a watercraft for every type of rider. Hurry in by May 31st and save up to $500 on 2014 Sea-Doo models, plus get a 3-year warranty with great financing. Ready? The countdown to summer family fun starts now. Visit Southeast Marine in Orlando. Subject to credit approval. Restrictions may apply. See your dealer for details.
Hospice of Marion County has an urgent need for volunteers to share a conversation with someone, run errands, hold someone's hand. All you need is a willingness to help others. Our volunteers believe the blessings they receive far exceed the services they offer. Will you consider serving, caring, and making a difference? Call today, 873-7441. Hospice of Marion County, making more moments of life possible.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Hi, Matt Wilkerson here, your mobile Verizon rep. But not just here, I'll deliver the phone to you in your home. While I'm there, I'll only sell you what you need and I'll personalize it to you. Want to have me get you connected? Then call me at 352-528-0020. I even offer unlimited home phone service for just $20 per month. Just call me, your mobile Verizon rep, at 352-528-0020.
One of the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking, will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Cozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
This Thursday, The Root takes a look back at the history of policing in America. Meet the one progressive who triggered radical change, transforming law enforcement into what it is today. The Root, Excessive Force. Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern on the Blaze TV.
Dr. Leslie Wickman, a scientist and former astronaut who once served as the Hubble Space Telescope engineer, fervently believes that the ongoing debate over the perceived incompatibility of science and religion is merely an illusion of conflict. I agree with that 100%. When Torah studies will tell you if science and the Torah are out of sync, go study your Torah again. Because God is the ultimate scientist. And so you misunderstand what God has been saying. And I think that's true.
Or go study science again because maybe they have it wrong. That's the problem, too, because sometimes we have it wrong.
Yes.
We've had it wrong over and over and over. And people act like science is infallible and always has been. It's just not true.
It really has become a religion.
Yeah.
But anyway, she says it's an illusion of conflict. Wickman, a Christian who has no problem accepting both science and religion as palatable realities, told the Church Boys podcast that she grew up in a Bible-believing home and was raised to embrace that God was the source of all wonder on the earth and in the skies. It's an illusion of conflict perpetrated by people at the extremes of the dialogue. Wickman, who now heads the Department of Engineering and Computer Science at the Pacific University at Azua, California, author of the book God of the Big Bang, How Modern Science Affirms the Creator. Wow, that's really great, except the Big Bang didn't happen. We found out now.
Right.
That must have
Another example of how science gets it wrong.
She said fundamentalists on both sides of the decision-making find middle ground quite difficult. You know, isn't that the key here?
It's true.
To be able to... That is really the problem even in Washington is we have gerrymandered almost everything. So the only people that are there in Congress, for the most part, are extremes. You have the Elizabeth Warrens, and I guess they would say Ted Cruz. And you're never going to get Ted Cruz and Elizabeth Warren together. Well, that's because we've gerrymandered a lot of this. A lot of these people that's not their district. If you would block it off in squares, you would have more milk toasty people. And that's honestly what we need.
At least in the House, yeah. But I mean, Senate's statewide elections.
Yes.
But I mean, it's probably more pronounced in the House, for sure.
So anyway, she's saying that we need to find the common ground between us. I believe God is who he claims to be as the creator of everything. And then it doesn't seem logical to me that the truth about God and who he is could contradict the truth about his creation. And so for me, there's kind of a fallacy in logic that if you study what God's created, it's somehow going to contradict who he is.
It's nicely put.
It really is. Really
I'd
is.
like to read this book.
Yeah, I know. What is it called? The Big Bang, How Modern Science Affirms the Creator. God of the Big Bang. By Dr. Leslie Wickman.
Bring him on.
I think it's her.
Oh.
Isn't it?
I don't know.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. I just saw a documentary on Egypt and the discoveries that we were making in Egypt in the 1800s.
I watched that. I saw that
too?
documentary. Yeah, on Netflix.
Yeah, it's really pretty good.
Yeah.
It's
I
like
watched
6
that in my
episodes.
Egypt room.
You don't have a football room, but you do have an Egypt room.
No, I watched
something.
I watched 20 minutes of it. I watched the first one with Carter. I didn't see the second one.
Yeah, it's interesting because at some points, especially back then, supposedly science and religion collide. And so religion tries to shut down science. But it doesn't have to be that way. It's just a misunderstanding.
Religion and science are both the same. They should confirm one another.
Yep.
When they're right, they would confirm one another.
The Glenn Beck Program.
The Blaze Radio Network.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. We're getting more details on the biker brawl Sunday, which left 9 people dead in Waco, Texas.
Our response was instantaneous once we realized there was trouble. When we got on scene, shots were still being fired. Shots were fired at our officers, and we returned fire.
Waco Police Sergeant Patrick Swanton, there is concern that there might be more violence coming. The owner of the New England Patriots passing on an appeal of its Deflategate penalty.
I don't want to continue the rhetoric that's gone on for the last 4 months. I'm going to accept reluctantly what he has given to us.
That announcement from Robert Kraft coming during the league's spring owners meeting. The Patriots fined $1 million and forced to give up 2 draft picks for purposely deflating game balls used in the team's playoff victory over the Indianapolis Colts. Fox News, we report, you decide.
It'll be home to 942 bursts of laughter, a 16-pound blackened turkey dinner, and the loudest burp on record. It'll be the site of the most legendary blanket fort ever built. Not to mention the stage of the Great Pillow War of 2016. It'll also be the final resting place of 2 hamsters, and one of the sweetest turtles who will ever live. It will see its fair share of broken windows, broken bones, and broken hearts. But first, you have to find it. Start your home search at Zillow.com or on our family of apps. You can view millions of photos, browse historical pricing data, and even sign up for alerts when new homes hit the market. Because you're not just looking for a house. You're looking for a place for your life to happen. Zillow. Find your way home.
Friday, May 29th, kicks off the 2nd annual Ocala Bike Fest. It starts at Harley-Davidson of Ocala, where you'll find vendors, beer, food. It starts at 11 a.m. with a live DJ till 3 and live music from 3 to 7. Then Saturday starts off at Ocala Indian with a poker run at 10:30 a.m. It all ends up at ARC's main campus on Mayor Camp Road, where you'll find bike games, 50-50 drawing, beer, and live music by the Blues Busters, Rusted Steel, and more. The best barbecue restaurants and food trucks in town are going to be there competing for the title of the Ocala Bike Fest's Best Barbecue. And most importantly, the chance drawing for the hardest decision you'll ever have to make. A brand new Harley or a brand new Indian? That's right. This year's winner will choose between the Harley or the Indian. Indian or the Harley? The 112-year battle continues. Which bike will go home with the lucky winner? The public is welcome to all events. No motorcycles needed. Come out, have fun, and help a great cause all at the same time. Friday and Saturday, May 29th and 30th. For more information, visit ocalabikefest.com.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
Stay informed on everything going on in the villages with the Village Spectator newspaper. The Village Spectator is exclusively devoted to the villages with news, commentary, and more. And yes, they have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask is that you tell them where you heard about them. Call Tom's Picks at 804-1223 and pick up your copy of the Village Spectator today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
Hi, Danny Warfel here. Get moving with Florida Credit Union's fast and easy loan approval process.
Let Florida Credit Union start up a new car loan for you today. No more waiting, hassles, or stop signs. You can even apply online. With a strong financial team behind you, you can enjoy great rates and fast approvals.
It's all about personalized service and a streamlined process.
Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life.
We are The Source, WOCA, news, talk, sports, and more.
Back. 888-727-BECK, 888-727-BECK. Thomas Edison made the first talking doll, and because of technology, we now have been able to make the dolls talk again for the very first time. So they were made in the 80s or 1890s. Mm-hmm. I warn you, these are really creepy dolls.
Yeah, why did he make them? Do we know?
Because they were for like kids.
Yeah, I think kind of a cool toy at the time.
I think kids were creepy back then.
Every time they show like a kid coming back from the dead in a movie, they're always very creepy.
Right.
Yeah.
See what I mean?
Yeah, they always
They're
are
always
walking
from, like,
upside down and like their backs kind of breaking as they walk, like their backs arched and they're going upstairs and stuff.
Plus their hair is usually in their face.
In their face, yeah.
You can't see their face.
Right. But seriously, things are good. Have you guys seen the Charlie Chaplin doll I have in my office?
No.
Okay. Have you seen it?
I don't think so.
It spooks Tanya out of her mind. She won't have it in the house. I have this doll from the 1920s. It's a Charlie Chaplin marionette. Really cool, but it is a little freaky. And I just think all of their stuff back then, I think it was a little creepy, really creepy.
Mm-hmm. Well, listen to this child's prayer that was said by a doll back in 1890.
This is a child's prayer. You press the doll or do whatever to the doll, and she does this.
Oh, man.
Holy crap.
Your soul has already been taken, doll.
That's terrifying.
That's terrifying.
My soul today. That is spooky stuff. What child is going to listen to that? I don't care what year it is.
I think it was just the novelty of
just something talking like that. Yeah. And here's I guess if you pushed another button, it did hickory dickory dock.
I can't imagine in 1800s how expensive these dolls were, because each one of these had to be recorded separately, or at least probably maybe 5 at a time.
Yeah, how would they?
You'd have to take the wax cylinders, and this is why every wax cylinder, which is like the record, the precursor to the record, which is the precursor to the CD. They were wax cylinders, and you would slide them on, and they would last about 4 minutes. And you'd slide them on, and then they would put them on the floor around the band. So that's why every wax cylinder, even the same song, same recording, same session, will sound different, because one will be closer to the drum, one will be closer to the horn or to the vocalist. So they all sound different. So in that case, the person would have to say it, but you would probably have, 5 or 6 of them right around their mouth, because in the 1800s, really early stuff, you really had to shout. So they couldn't have had very many. And so you would go right, you put your face right in the horn, and you'd say, "Hickory dickory dock."
Which is why it sounds so creepy now.
Right, because they're screaming. They're screaming it.
We should just real quick point out the CD was the precursor to the MP3, which is the precursor to Spotify, just in case.
Thank you. In case you got lost there. You're like, what is a CD?
And then the doll stabs you in the throat.
It's so spooky. No, thank you, Mommy. Take the doll away. Take the doll away.
That must have been really creepy because you at that point, never heard a voice come out of anything other than
and
a person.
For it to come out of some spooky-looking doll?
And sound like that?
Mm-hmm.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
It's like on yesterday's program, we had never heard a knife sharpened or a blade sharpened.
That's right.
Until we had those spooky blade sharpening sounds that...
Either that or a Trump from heaven.
One of those two.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I have Edison's job interview questions. You had to answer these questions before you got the real serious job interview. Okay, this is just to weed out the riffraff. See if you can answer any of these questions.
Okay.
Who is Francis Marion?
The maker of marionettes.
Good guess.
I'm going to say he was an officer in the Revolutionary War.
That's reading it. Actually, you know that
often. I think he was pretty often cited as the father of guerrilla warfare.
Yeah, he was. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's true. Mm-hmm. That's right.
How do you know that?
Do I have the job, Tom?
How do you know that?
It's one of those things that I just
here's how I know
away.
This. Here's how I know this. I watched the Walt Disney stuff from the 1950s. This was the Swamp Fox.
Okay.
He was known as the Swamp Fox.
I was about to get to that. He was called the old Swamp Fox.
Right.
Edison would
and I met one of his ancestors just this last weekend.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But you would think it would actually be very easy to get a job with Edison because you could just Google everything and he would have no idea the internet existed.
Exactly right.
So
you know what I mean?
He's all
Hang on, I'm just Googling on my phone. Hickory dickory dock. Where is the river Volga?
Bulgaria.
Very good.
Very close.
Thank you.
Very good. Very good. It's Russia.
Of course.
Who invented logarithms?
Now, why would you care if a potential applicant knew the answer to these questions? What would this tell you?
I think it would tell you how well-rounded and well-read
I guess so. Just how educated.
Mm-hmm. Who invented logarithms?
Is that one lumberjack?
I'd have to say Scottish mathematician and rough wearer John Napier would be.
Why do you
mean by rough wearer? What do you mean by rough wear?
That is the one part of my sentence I don't know.
You just threw those two words in?
You don't know what you said?
That is weird. He is Scottish mathematician and rough wearer.
I thought
John
he was a
Napier.
rough wearer, and sure enough, he is.
Wow. Okay.
That was a guess.
It's really odd. It's because normally people would just say a name, but you
went.
I wanted to describe him in an interesting way.
Okay.
So what do you mean by rough wearer?
I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know.
It means that he wore a lot of wool.
That would be my guess, but I don't know.
What material did Chile export to the Allies during the war? I'd answer this one quickly.
Sodium nitrate, obviously.
Oh, I would have said which war, dummy.
Yeah.
It makes a difference, Tom.
Yeah.
Peppers?
This question was tailored to cabinet makers. Who was the Roman emperor when Jesus Christ was born?
Yeah, that one actually is pretty easy.
Why was this one just for cabinet makers?
Because Christ was a carpenter. And he might have made a few cabinets.
I bet you that's
I
it.
mean, that might be it.
Might be it.
That might be it.
Yeah.
Where is the Sargasso Sea? Oh, this one's easy.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
This is the only sea to be entirely surrounded by water. The Sargasso is actually an elliptical path or patch of the North Atlantic near Bermuda.
It's water surrounded by water?
It's the only sea to be surrounded entirely surrounded by water.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's an elliptical patch of the North Atlantic near Bermuda.
That's what, yeah.
Don't try to argue with us. Yes, it's water surrounded by water.
Why would they name
all water is surrounded by water? All pieces of water are surrounded by other water.
Of what is brass made? We don't even know this stuff. I don't know any of this stuff. Brass is an alloy of zinc and copper. Who was
Leonidas?
Leonidas.
Now that you know, right? Seriously.
No, is he the guy?
The 300, the Spartan.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's the guy up in the mountains?
Yeah, well, he was in that pass and
the
stopped
pass.
Xerxes from coming.
Okay, I do that. But he'd have to say, I'd have to say, give me a hint on that one. Who discovered the X-ray? That one,
Just because of what they're called.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know even how to say them. Roentgen?
It's Röntgen's.
I have no idea. I would never have done it. Where do we get shellac? I know this one.
I actually don't know that one.
It is, if I am reading it here.
Well, if you're reading it here,
no. I was going to say it's like beetles, but it's a type of scale bug somewhat related to aphids and cicada. How do you say it?
Cicadas. Cicadas.
Proper shellac is also commonly used in products like wax, hairspray, cake glazes, anti-caking agents in candy. I don't really.
Wow.
And the only
I wonder how many people knew this to be able to move on to the next interview session.
You know how they make cowboy hats?
I don't.
With
cicada
juice with the varnish.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
Do they really?
It's rabbit or beaver pelt, and then it's in this process where it's kind of sucked into like a cone shape, and then they dip it in varnish, and then they iron it with these special irons. It's an amazing process.
Wow.
It's an amazing process. What is cast iron called pig iron?
Why is it called?
Pig iron. Back in the day, pig iron was melted into cast that resembles baby piglets suckling from its mother. Okay.
Who would know that?
Who was Bessemer and what did he do? Oh, this is a trick.
Uh-huh.
He invented the Bessemer process. That's
revolutionized mass production of steel from pig iron.
Hello.
See previous question.
Okay, of the 500 men who took the Edison test, only 35 would pass with a score of 90 or higher.
Jeez.
When several disgruntled rejects complained to the press, Edison refused to release his questions and answers, so the public had to rely largely on the memory of his victims for the complete test. A magazine subsequently began running Edison pop quizzes, and rival employers, fancying themselves as exclusive as Edison, began conducting employment quizzes of their own. Edison's scientific conclusion on the subject: only 2% of the people think. That's what I gather from my questionnaire.
It doesn't. That's not real scientific, is it?
Well,
some of that stuff, like pig iron, who cares?
Well, back then you probably would, because you're working with steel and brass and wood and everything else. You would
so you would have to know what the Bessemer process is then.
Well, what is the Bessemer process? Look up the Bessemer process.
Oh, it's the process that
you don't need to look it up.
Revolutionized mass production of steel.
From pig iron?
From pig iron.
So if you're using pig iron, yeah, you probably would need to know what the Bessemer process is.
Did Edison work in a lot of pig iron? Do we know that? I think these are stupid questions. This has made me respect him even less.
You know, this is a guy who's been dead over 100 years.
But I'm liking him less and less every day.
You're not going to go work for him.
No, I'm not.
Tesla's looking better and better.
Yeah,
right
he
now.
is. He is.
Recently in the news, President George H.W. Bush's home security was not working. Did you hear this? How did this not make the news? Did you hear this story?
Recently what?
President George H.W. Bush's home security was not working for over a year. For 13 months, the president's home went unprotected.
That is unbelievable.
Unbelievable. You went with me to his house in Kennebunkport, right?
Yeah, I was there.
You remember that security system?
Yeah.
Okay, this is mom and dad's place. And that security system was off the charts. For 13 months, it didn't work.
Wow.
So I would like to suggest to the Bushes that they get Simply Safe. Simply Safe, dedicated to giving you the very best protection.
And cheaper than the government
what they've
would
got.
provide.
Shockingly fast emergency response, professional monitoring every single second of the day, and $15 a month. Anyone can afford it, even the Bushes. No long-term contract, no commitments. There's no better way to protect your home. Go to simplysafebeck.com. That's simplysafebeck.com. Save 10% right now at simplysafebeck.com.
Got something to say? 888-727-BECK. Dial in.
Hello, go ahead.
And let it out. The Blaze Radio Network.
It's the countdown to summer, and things are heating up for your ultimate adventure. Enjoy summertime fun on a Can-Am ATV, side-by-side, Can-Am Spyder, or Sea-Doo watercraft. Hurry in by May 31st and save up to $2,500 on 2014 models. Plus, get up to a 3-year warranty with great financing. Ready? The countdown to summer adventures starts now.
Visit Route 1 Motorsports in Grant and online at route1motorsports.com.
Subject to credit approval. Restrictions may apply. See your dealer for details. For safety and training info, contact the ATV Safety Institute.
The smarter way to manage business expenses, presented by Concur.
After my conference, I checked out of the hotel and the bill was automatically added to my expense report. Then I hopped into a taxi. I snapped a photo of the receipt using Concur, and bam, there it was on my expense report. Then I used my corporate card to buy the client's lunch. Another charge added to my expense report.
Expense reports that write themselves, just one of the many ways Concur helps manage your company's spend so you can focus on the big picture. Take a free test drive today at tryconcur.com.
Wow, I can't believe what I'm seeing. Who did this?
P&P Tiki's and more, of course. Now I have a tiki hut for shade, and I can enjoy the sounds of my cascading fountain while feeding my koi fish in my own pond. They even fixed my fence and redid all my landscaping. Nice to see a professional, reliable, family-owned business. Yes, P&P Tiki's is the natural Florida tiki builder and water features designer. With free estimates, P&P Tiki's is licensed and insured. Call 352-877-3307 for your very own tiki hut and more. That's 352-877-3307. P&P Tiki's.
On the next AM Ocala Live, Robin and I will be speaking to Dr. Elizabeth Yoon. She's a child psychiatrist, and she's written a memoir. It's called Spirit's Path, a story of 3 women.
News Bites, the hottest news and current events are bite-sized.
And then Laura Burns will be in the studio with career source Citrus Levy-Marion, giving us some information about some job opportunities right in Ocala.
Michelle May is a member of the Mystery Writers of America. She's written a new book called Purged. It's the 4th installment in the Circle City Mystery Novel series.
And then Michelle Lockamy is coming on. She's an award-winning illustrator. She won the 2015 Writers of the Future Award for Illustrators.
Have all of your legal questions answered by Attorney John Fuller on Legally Yours.
And then Roscoe Butler is coming on, the Deputy Director of the American Legion's Veterans Affairs.
And then keep up with the latest travel tips from Anthony James on The Voice of Travel.
All of that plus Fun with Joe on the next AM Ocala Live right here on the Source WOCA 96.3 FM.
1370 AM.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Washing a paper cup with water can make it feel better, at least temporarily. You probably know that grapes contain compounds that are proven to improve our health, but those same compounds are toxic to dogs, so never give them grapes or raisins. Short dates? Send the message that we're busy, which makes us interesting. They also let us part on a high note and walk away thinking, I can't wait to see that person again.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Do you remember when summer was a celebration? You know, no schools, no worries, just days packed with your favorite pastime. It was the splendid season you dreamed of all year long. But as you got older and busier, the summer seemed to lose its sparkle. Where did those carefree days go? Well, they're closer than you think. Summer's still sensational at Golden Ocala Golf and Equestrian Club, where you can come out and play the grown-up way with our affordable summer memberships. Enjoy our championship golf course celebrating the game's greatest holes, hard-true tennis courts, and a state-of-the-art fitness center. Explore our stately 77,000-square-foot clubhouse and unwind at our relaxing spa.
Don't forget the pool!
It's a summer unlike any other, and it's yours with a Golden Ocala summer membership. You can call Golden Ocala at 629-6229 to inquire about a summer membership, or you can visit goldenocala.com to learn more. That's goldenocala.com.
You're
listening to the Glenn Beck Program.
Oh, my gosh. Lindsey Graham has made a announcement. He's not announcing that he's running, but he's announcing that he's going to announce that he's running.
It's a weird process.
Yes.
And they go through
Only in Washington would it make sense.
And it makes sense, I think, because of McCain-Feingold, right? Isn't it the Russ Feingold? Who did the campaign finance reform?
That was not
Feingold.
Kennedy, wasn't it? Kennedy? I don't know, but they raise money.
Yeah,
as soon as they announce, they have to. They change the way they can raise money.
Yeah, the maximum you can get directly is $2,700 at that point.
Right.
Up until then, you can get almost unlimited funds.
Okay, so Lindsey Graham says, "I'm running because I think the world is falling apart. It's not the fault of others or their lack of this or that makes me want to run. It's my ability in my own mind to be a good commander-in-chief and to make Washington work." Oh my gosh.
Oof.
Is that guy
living in Fantasyland?
Fantasyland.
Tattoo the plane.
The plane, boss, the plane.
That's where Lindsey Graham lives.
He said he was testing the waters since January.
And
who told him
he
the
found
waters
them warm?
Who said that they were? Come on in, the water's good. If you ask me,
Those waters are iced over.
I'm just checking the water. I just want to see the water filled with piranhas. Don't come in. I've been accused of working with Democrats too much. In my view, Democrats and Republicans work together too little, and I'll try to change that if I get to be president. And when it came to radical Islam, I'd go after them before they come back here again. Oh.
Well, his opening statement there, I've been accused of working with Democrats too much. Yeah, that's because you're essentially a Democrat. That's the problem, is you agree too much with Democrats and not enough.
He's a progressive.
Conservatives. He's
a progressive.
Yes.
And so where they progressive Republicans and progressive Democrats have a lot in common because they're progressives. They only make it come in two colors, red and blue, so you think you're getting a choice.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I like the blue one.
And
well, you're crazy if you like the blue one. I like the red one. They're exactly the same, guys. It's marketing that is the difference. That's it.
The red one might be a little more of a hawk and the blue one less. And that's about the only difference here.
That's it.
That you're going to have between progressive Lindsey Graham and progressive Hillary Clinton.
Try to hold your excitement back. Try to hold it back until June 1st when he announces that he's running for president.
You're listening to the Glenn Beck Program.
The Blaze Radio Network.
NMLS 182334. www.nmlsconsumeraccess.org.
Years ago, I ran into a company called American Financing. They're a family-owned business that started out a spare bedroom and now is only one of a handful of mortgage companies that are licensed in all 50 states. The reason why these guys grew and the reason why they came onto my radar early on was because of the financial crisis of 2008. American Financing was one of those places where they didn't get really hit hard, neither did their customers, because they did things right. All of the people that put you into mortgages are putting you into mortgages because they're making commission. They're making bonuses by putting you into something that somebody's trying to sell you. It's different with American Financing. All of their agents are salaried and make the best decision for you. Right now, there are historic interest rates. Call before they start to go up. Call American Financing today at 866-750-6551, 866-750-6551, or online at AmericanFinancing.net.
We can't control the weather, but we can control the temperature in our own home with a Fujitsu ductless cooling and heating system. Fujitsu's ductless systems are clean and quiet and let you select individual temperatures for up to 8 rooms, all by remote control. This means you don't have to waste money cooling or heating those rooms that you're not using. Instead, enjoy saving up to 30% on your energy bills. Many utility companies even offer rebates of $300 or more, and installation is quick and easy. Fujitsu ductless systems cool in the summer and heat in the winter for year-round comfort and savings. Get the temperatures in your home under your control with a Fujitsu ductless cooling and heating system. Fujitsu General means comfort and savings all year round. Find out how much money you can save by going to ConstantComfort.com and clicking on the energy calculator. That's ConstantComfort.com.
People make all kinds of mistakes with life insurance, like having some coverage but not enough to keep your family in the house, or only having life insurance through work and then losing your job. Want to avoid those mistakes? Get an Allstate agent. They can help you get the coverage your family needs at an affordable price. Are you in good hands?
Hey, this is Kevin McDonald. Make your family your priority. Let's get together and review your life insurance today.
Life insurance offered by Allstate Life Insurance Company, Northbrook, Illinois, and Lincoln Benefit Life Company, Lincoln, Nebraska.
May is Watch Month. It's also a time to start thinking about that special graduate in your life. A terrific line of watches at Goss & Son Jewelers will make the perfect gift for that graduate. Rolex, Tag Heuer, Phillips Stein. For graduation, birthdays, anniversaries, check out the line of fine watches and jewelry at Goss & Son Jewelers just to say I love you. Goss & Son Jewelers, the oldest Rolex jeweler in Central Florida. Downtown Ocala for 65 years.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. It's the largest recall in agency history, just announced by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Based on data from Takata's defect filings, they will roughly double the number of affected vehicles in the United States to nearly 34 million.
Transportation Secretary Anthony Fox saying NHTSA is launching a legal process to get the recall done as quickly as possible. Airbags from Takata are responsible for 6 deaths around the world, more than 100 injuries. A judge weighing in on the release of former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's emails from her time in office. Fox Radio's Rachel Sutherland with more.
The State Department said it needed months to go through them all, but a federal judge is ordering the department to speed up the release in a rare and brief exchange with reporters. The Democratic frontrunner said,
anything that they might do to expedite that process, I heartily support.
Fox News. We report, you decide.
It'll be home to 942 bursts of laughter, a 16-pound blackened turkey dinner, and the loudest burp on record. It'll be the site of the most legendary blanket fort ever built. Not to mention the stage of the Great Pillow War of 2016. It'll also be the final resting place of 2 hamsters, and one of the sweetest turtles who will ever live. It will see its fair share of broken windows, broken bones, and broken hearts. But first, you have to find it. Start your home search at Zillow.com.